Hello, and welcome to the season finale of Power Play. Oh my god, it's like, that feeling when you've played 10 games of something, but you still sort of feel like you're in session zero and you're just like, but I've barely done anything yet. And yeah, I've been like that all week. It's like, I'm just stunned. So yeah, oh my god, hello everybody, and all right, let me just roll into the announcements so we can get started. I am Rick Budd, your game master, and these lovely and talented people before you are Sam DeLev, who plays Dr. Kaden Dialto, Cadrax, Caitlin Booter, who plays Benny Beckett, Omar Najam, our Vian Vigor, and B. Zelda, who plays Ulez Galley. Hello, y'all. And I want to, as always, throw out some special thanks. In fact, I have some extra ones tonight. First, of course, number one special thanks goes to Jake Kyle, who made all of this possible. Jake Kyle and everyone behind QueueTimes. Thank you all so much. Y'all, I say it every week, but you do not know how much Jake does. He, really is the enabler. Yeah. So if you got to blame someone, blame Jake. Jake is the enabler. Okay. So in no particular order at all, Rich Molina Weber, who helps me with all my rules issues, and Nick Gilman and Rick Bear, who helped me flush all this out. It's like this is all built on stuff that they kind of help put together. Hector Lowe, who did our logo and our maps and stuff, and Annalise Nelson, who did our amazing theme song, and Jay Dallin, who helped me have all my lights and stuff tuned up set. Literally, the only reason it's functioning at all is thanks to his advice. And of course, Kara O'Neill and everybody at Dark Horse for all the stuff that they have given us to give away to y'all. Super appreciative. And Amy Dallin, who I promised before the season started that I would not spend every waking moment bugging her with questions about power play, and that turned out to be a huge lie. So thank you so much, Amy. You all don't know how much her, advice has shaped this game. And
so we blame Amy.
Yes. That is what you should be taking away from that. And to you, the people who tuned in and watched all season, thank you so much. You've been just incredible with us. You've unlocked every single lore drop all season. I never would have guessed, at the beginning. So really, I mean, honestly. So I'm just going to roll into my typical spiel here. Your subs and bits support QueueTimes, so please sub. And your donations to the tip jar that you see there on the bottom help support these people on the screen. We call that the Feed the Cast Fund. And as always, we have a set of rewards to help grease the wheels there. And the way that works is if we get to $50, we will unlock a point of community determination for the team. I think right now, we actually have 1 point of community determination in the bank right now. But as always, there's not that much on the table in total, so determination is at a premium. And that's if we get to $50. And if we get to $150, the mysterious benefactor. Now, outside of the game, we all know the mysterious benefactor is you, the chat, but inside the game, our team is just getting gifts from some unknown force in the universe. And so far, that unknown force in the universe has given them a suit of leather armor, 3 smoke bombs, a gas-powered grappling hook, a metal baton, a rebreather, night vision goggles, a tracer, a set of 4 earpiece communicators, a 1989 Bard Traveler minivan, and a partridge in a pear tree. No, okay. That last one.
What's the partridge's name? Oh, okay.
Alan.
Yes.
That's a good name.
Thank you.
We love Alan.
And so this week, if we get to $150, chat, you can provide Vian Vigor with an office for his private detective agency in Yard Hill.
May I make a very, very conditional statement on whether, about that office?
Huh?
Can there be office plants already in there?
Well, I suppose that will be up to Ulez. Not for me to decide, but I have a feeling I know who will wind up in charge of that.
Furnished! That's really what I need, but furnish the plants. I don't care about
the S-E-R-N.
Wow. Saving that for the finale?
No, because the already plant's there.
Okay. So yeah, if we get to $150, if y'all are that generous, Vian Vigor gets an office for his private detective agency, which has lots of room for ferns in it. And if we get to $250, the final after credits lore drop of the season, a revealing glimpse at an important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. They have been tremendous fun for me, and the last one is, the last one. So, yeah, that's it. Those are the tiers. If you want to see them, you can put the command unlocks in chat, and it'll show you all that stuff that I just said. And if you can't help us out like this, you can help us out by liking, commenting on our YouTube videos, or sharing our tweets and things like that. We actually really appreciate that stuff too. And as always, we super appreciate all the fan art and the live tweets and the comments. I saw somebody started like a hashtag power play, like a power play spoilers hashtag, and like just the existence of that hashtag just like delighted me. And yeah, like, I don't know. Thank you so much. Watching your reactions just, really keeps us going, and super appreciate it. And to that end, our friends at Dark Horse have put up some prizes for us to give away to you. And the way this works is there is no cost to enter the giveaway, but you have to be present in chat when we draw the winner to win. If you're not here, we move on to the next name. And that's it. There are 2 drawings. One of them will pick the winner right after the break, and then the last one we pick the winner at the end. And tonight, the way it is the second prize, which ironically is the first prize that we pull, is a digital bundle that includes Hellboy: The Complete Short Stories, Volume 1 and 2 by Mike Mignola. And I'm a big Hellboy fan. I actually asked for this stuff in particular. Hellboy's a cool team of weirdo investigators in a strange universe, and it's, it kind of, if you like this show, you'll love Hellboy. And I'm sure you've seen the Guillermo del Toro movies, which are great, and experience, directly the Mike Mignola stuff that inspired Guillermo. It's so good. And that drawing to get into, you can just put Command Hellboy into chat starting right now. And then just put Command Hellboy in chat and be present when we draw the winner for that after the break. And then the second prize, or the grand prize for tonight, I should say, is, and I'm super delighted to be able to say this, the Hellboy Omnibus Volume 1, which is like, this awesome, huge tome that like covers, the first volume of Hellboy's adventures that have been rearranged in chronological order. So it's, decades worth of stuff, but now sort of put into, a single story of Hellboy. And it's like one of those books that when you're in the comic book store, you sort of like drool over and wish you had room for on your shelf. So yeah, we're giving away the Omnibus Volume 1. So we will tell you that how to get into that one after the chat. For now, Command Hellboy to get into the first drawing. And if you want to see these prizes, you can just hit Command Giveaway, and it'll let you know both prizes. And thank you so much to Cara O'Neill and everyone at Dark Horse for doing that for us this season. And yeah, let's see. Oops, what did I do here? Okay, we're good. The game we play here is called Icons. It's published by Ad Infinitum, and it was created by Steve Kenton. Check him out on Twitter at skenton. He's a really cool dude. And the book edition I have is published by Green Ronin, but as far as I know, that they are sold out of it, so you got to get it on PDF. Yes, we are taking credit for the sellout. I defy anybody to doesn't work at Green Ronin to prove otherwise. Now, that is it. No, okay, couple last things. First, happy Hanukkah. Second, please follow the show at Powerplay RPG on Twitter and Instagram. We got room in the QueueTimes Discord, so you can check that out. And I am super happy to announce that as of this Tuesday, December 15th, these episodes will start becoming podcasts that you can get on Spotify and iTunes and Google. In fact, I believe they might already be available on Spotify as of right now. I think they're maybe the first 3. And they should hit iTunes and Google, we think, on Tuesday, barring anything super unforeseen. Keep an eye on the Power Play Twitter for details about that. But yeah, I'm super glad we finally got that done. And that, I believe, is that is all the announcements. Let's play the season finale of Power Play. So I'm wearing my Mr. Miracle tonight, just because I'm feeling a bit like I'm going to have to be an escape artist to get out of, finish this season with all these awesome people on the table and still make this challenging. But let's see how this goes. So previously on Power Play. After a strange refrigerator-like object in the back of a truck he was driving was struck with bullets, a henchman named Curtis Haber was consumed by a strange energy that gave him the ability to mimic the superpowers of other people. In a meeting with cluster operatives Harmon and Billy Keeler, our team learned that this strange object may possibly be the space vehicle that brought Ulez Galley to Earth. After seeing his brother killed by Curtis Haber, Harmon Keeler struck a tentative alliance with our team and told them that the mysterious object was now at the cluster's secret mad science lab, which is run by a person known as Eklund. Meanwhile, Kaden feigned acceptance of Curtis Haber's offer to join him in his quest to dethrone the crime lord Mickey Bomberg. Haber's plan was to try and escalate the war between Mickey Bomberg and the cluster so that the two would destroy each other. And to that end, he forced Kaden to rob Mickey, hoping it would appear that the cluster was behind it. And while Kaden did successfully get the money, they then used their power to crash Haber's car as he was getting away. He was arrested at the scene, but he quickly escaped custody, presumably because he had stolen Vian's phasing ability. The team later learned that mysterious Eklund from the Mad Science Lab is actually a former Port Ruby City councilman named Declan Eklund. And they searched his house, where they found a parking pass for Serrano Memorial Hospital, as well as a scrap of paper with the mysterious note DG Belt 2404A. That's D as in dog, G as in Gordon. So, where was it? Oh, yeah. Before they could act on the information, the team was captured by Mickey Bomberg, who explained that he had actually planned all of this stuff. He had wanted this strange refrigerator thing to get stolen because he had planted a bomb inside of it, and he wanted the cluster to take it back to their lab, where it would explode, making lab go boom. But after escaping Mickey's henchmen, Cadrax blasted Mickey through the wall, which I still can't believe. And Vian found some information about the explosive that is in the bomb. The team then jumped into the van that their mysterious benefactor bought for them, and they headed off to Serrano Memorial Hospital. And that is where we pick up. So I actually think, if I'm seeing this correctly, and yeah, okay, so it looks like the point of community determination is open. Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
So you now have 2 points of community determination. And just for the record, to make sure we're all square, I have Bennie with 3, Vian with 2, Kaden with 1, and Ulez with 2. Does that sound right to everybody?
Yes.
Cool.
I might be at 0 from the time that I did the completely character predictable thing to the Mafia Man.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I
know I used not from around here, and I know that I had been a little higher at one point, but I have me at 0. So.
Hey, yeah, I'm always happy to err on the side of making you work for it. So, but you do have 2 points of community determination. So, yeah, it is, let's say, the moment we left off. You are just departing Grenell Circle. I believe Bennie is behind the wheel of the van that you got, and so yeah, the ride from Grinnell Circle to Serrano Memorial and Yard Hill takes 10 or 20 minutes, depending on traffic. Anything you want to do or talk about or, on the trip?
We should familiarize ourselves with the schematics. The
That's a
picture
good.
that Benny got.
That's a good point. Plan study the bomb information.
She'll take her phone out of her pocket and hand it to whoever's shotgun. And you can look-
I think that's Kaden because they got the long legs.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I know at least one other person specified not shotgun.
yeah. Yeah, so
Well-
Benny will pass the phone so y'all can check out the notes while she's driving.
I'm not going to dive super into the details, but I'm going to say is, what this is basically information about the plastic explosive that is inside the bomb. Not so much about the bomb or how it works itself, but about the plastic explosive and its nature and that kind of things. And why don't you make an intellect roll to analyze it? Also, let me ask you, are you just sort of looking at the plans, or are you trying to, are you like searching in the internet? Like, what approach are you taking now to analyzing this?
Well, it depends largely on the material that's there. I'm hoping to familiarize myself with the mechanism of detonation, because fundamentally, I mean, plastique is plastique. I don't want to need to know the chemical properties of the explosive. I want to know as much as possible about the mechanism that would make knowing about the explosive necessary. Basically, we can be panicking about how to defuse a bomb and be looking at it for the first time, or we could be panicking about a bomb that we are looking at defusing for the second time.
Okay, make an intellect roll. Do you have anything that would apply here?
Weapons.
Yeah, weapons. Okay, yeah, you can apply your weapons expertise.
Love it. Intellect plus weapons. Oh, I love skill attribute combos like that. So good. All right, that's a 4 on the dice plus 7, so that's an 11 for bombs.
Nice.
All right.
Bombs. All right. Because this is actually only information about the explosive and not, a schematic of the bomb or anything like that, there's only so much you can tell. But you can tell a lot based on the fact that your weapons training has given you some familiarity with explosives. So you can tell that this particular type of plastique has severely reduced potency if it detonates in water. You can tell that this type of plastique is photosensitive. Exposure to intense light could also mute its explosive power, essentially breaking down some of the chemicals in it. And that otherwise it can be detonated in any of the ways that a plastic explosive might be detonated.
Right. We have a sense of a couple different possibilities for detonators based on the mechanism described. It could be like a mercury level, or it could be wired to the switch inside the hatch of your vehicle, Ulez. Rick, can we use this roll to create a quality of
Sure.
familiarized, maybe?
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
so that we can activate it down the line with the bomb.
Yeah, let's say, okay, you know what, right, you're 11. I guess if you spend a point of determination, we can consider your 11 an attempt to do a maneuver, essentially, that creates the quality of familiarity. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's a good thing to call it, right? So spend on that, right? Like, I mean, am I doing that right? Because normally it's
I believe it is the determination used to activate qualities, and that's only if they weren't rolled like for free activates. I don't think maneuver is a type of action that you
Alright,
would take
maneuver-
opportunity
okay.
cost.
So you're just doing a maneuver. Yeah, okay, you know what? You're right. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Honestly, on that 11, let's just say that you have created the quality of familiar with the explosive.
Okay.
Otherwise, your familiarity level with regular explosives just is what it is.
All right.
Anything else y'all want to do in the car ride or talk about?
I'm just gonna check in really quickly with Ulez.
Yes.
Hey Ulez, after everything that kind of just happened back at us getting tied up and then sort of blasting our way out of there, are you all right?
I am feeling. I'm not sure I possess the proper terminology for it. It's a tightness in some of my nerves. I can feel like my wires are restricting, and I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Like maybe like stress or anxiety. Do any of those?
Perhaps. I am familiar with those terms, but I never expected to experience them.
Oh, I see.
Not
Well,
like this.
right. Well, that was a life-threatening situation, so that makes a lot of sense. And I'm sorry. Do you feel a little bit better that we're in the vehicle now, kind of riding away from it?
This is one of my second times in one of these vehicles. It is much preferable to the underground tube.
Yeah. I mean, definitely there's benefits to public transport, but we've been through a lot, so I think that we can kind of treat ourselves to this sort of a few decades old mode of transport. But yeah, if you start to feel that way a little bit too much or anything, just let me know, okay? Because we're gonna be going into maybe some more slightly stressful situations, and that's just something we'll deal with one step at a time. So.
I thank you.
Do you have well, I don't know exactly what the specific sensors would be, but like do you feel like wind and stuff like that?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hey, Benny, can you roll down the windows a little bit?
Yeah, sure. She'll unlock the maybe child safety lock and be like, it's the little switch next to you, to Ulez.
I'm sorry, do we have like the hand ones or
Oh
does
yeah,
the-
what is it?
Come on,
Yeah.
it's cold as shit.
Because this is an old bard, right?
It's an
Gotta crank
89 board. I think they did have the switchies by then, but you could have either. Let's have the crank.
crank,
Yeah. Okay. just take the crank there to your left and just kind of like in a circle. You'll get it.
And a circle. Okay.
Huh.
This task is rather easy, if tedious.
Yeah. It was a miracle that we stuck with this one for as long as we did, to be quite honest. Here on the East Coast, I don't know exactly how it is. I've only been here for so long, but where I'm from, when you wanted to relax, you would wind down the windows and you would just travel along the coast, and that just set your mind at ease. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of wind in your hair might do you some good.
I think I would like this experience. And they kind of stick their head towards out the window where their braids and like the lights in their hair start to blow in the wind a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting it. That's it right there. It's that simple.
This is quite nice.
All right. How you two up in the front doing?
Good. This guy won't get off of our bumper, but other than that, I'm fine.
I since we have a second to sort of reflect, Benny, I just want to say I'm sorry that I kind of got into your personal space a little bit back there. I didn't mean that at all, and I'll be making sure to express when I'm ghosting people from now on.
It's okay. I think I was just not expecting to be on fire in that particular moment, and I was a little freaked out. And everybody's okay, right? Like everybody's good.
Yeah. I just want to apologize on a personal level. I didn't mean to. It was a bad situation all around, so I didn't mean to make it any worse than it was. So
No, no apology necessary. It's okay.
all right, cool. How about you,
when I
Doc? You
was
doing all right?
younger, I collapsed a minor canyon on the moon where I grew up. These things happen.
Wow.
Sometimes
How
you like
minor of a canyon are we talking about, Doc?
Well, no one lived there. It was a rough and tumble kind of moon.
I'll say I Vian clocks this and is putting it in his back pocket to talk about later, because That's pretty big.
I think Benny actually kind of is like, yeah, okay, like bizarre anecdote from my perspective. However, like the sentiment gets through, I think.
Good.
All right. So what exactly is our plan, I guess, at this point?
See if there's any evidence we can find from Eklund's file at Serrano that might lead us to the lab, or anything else that can get us to the lab as soon as possible. Go there, subdue anyone who would stop us, and disarm the bomb.
I like that plan.
So do you have access to other personnel files for employees in Serrano? Or are we gonna have to talk to someone else?
Very possibly, though these are presumably parking pass files, and those might be somewhere different. I don't know. There is an HR, and I don't really think they are meant for me.
Well, if it's information stored in a computer, is there a chance, Ulez, that you might be able to work a little computer magic?
I do best when I don't have to access your internet. If it is securing files that are local, secured or otherwise, I would love to try.
Okay. Yeah,
Your
I guess if it's
internet
not
is
backed up on a server.
primitive mess.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we'll just wander to the hospital, try to get the information, try to get out, and that'll be sort of a let's not attract any attention kind of. let's aim for that.
Good, we are very discreet.
As we're driving in this old.
Who lets his head out the window? Oh, it's good.
Good thing the tape deck didn't work, or Culture Club would be blasting right now. So, anything else you all want to deal with before you arrive? Okay, then you arrive, and you pull up. Benny, you were driving. You pull up outside Serrano Memorial Hospital, and you are lucky enough to find a spot. And because you have driving ability, I will not make you roll to parallel park. No.
Yeah.
And you are at the hospital, or you are outside the hospital.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, this is the hospital where I work. Spend a lot
right.
of time. I'm
First of all,
prepared to re-enter.
Congratulations, Vian Vigor. You are soon to be the proud owner of your own private detective agency in Yard Hill. Thank you so much.
Way.
Thank you so much. I can't just really quickly out of game. My favorite comic series of all time is X Factor, which follows just like a mutant detective, and so this is literally my dream that's happening right now. So thank you very much. I'm keeping it inside because we have to get through probably a lot of story. Afterwards, during the break, I'm probably gonna go cry for a little bit, and then I'll.
Thank you so much, everybody. That just leaves the lore drop to go, and while I've got you, I'm going to remind you, you can command Hellboy to get into the Hellboy drawing for the two, complete short stories, digital copies. So thank you so much. And yeah, you get out of the van and are headed in, or?
I mean, I suppose all of us don't have to go inside, right?
Yes,
I don't think
technically not.
required.
Yeah, I'll stick by the van just to keep an eye on it.
All right. We have our communicators.
Yeah. If anything pops up, just let me know.
We will.
Great.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, just to keep things nice and fun, is that when you found your van, it had all of the gear that you have been bought this season in it. So you've got your gas-powered grappling gun and your tracer, and anything you might need right now, it's all just in a box in the back of the van.
So we can infer that Sandy is most likely on the benefactor's payroll, entering Vian's premises in order to obtain the gear, and we're fine.
I knew Sam was the one who was going to try to figure out who it was, but that's actually, I don't know. We'll talk. So yeah, you have all that stuff, and yeah, okay, Vian, you're staying behind.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on the car.
I
Cool.
want that grappling hook, please.
Would
would
you
like it.
would you like to take it with you into the hospital?
Yes, please.
Okay. And I pull out the grappling hook and I hand it over to Ulez.
I'm sure it's not inconspicuous. I'm just gonna hold it.
Oh, we
Okay.
took one of those out of someone's leg once here, so people have seen them before.
Ooh, I like that. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll hold it more proudly.
Get a bag at some point for something. I was carrying a backpack at one point. Does you guys want a backpack?
You can carry it around keep the backpack.
Under my cape?
Yeah.
Pardon? Sure.
Sure, if you want it, you got it.
Okay, a backpack under my cape.
I think also came from the one storeroom when we brought a bunch of stuff with us.
It with a gold clasp, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
fan art of it that blew my mind. So
I
let's-
believe it's the human resources is where these because I got materials about parking passes when I became a resident here. So I know hypothetically what the protocols are and who one must go to in order to obtain such passes. I simply did not. But I would know where to go in the hospital for it.
Okay. Sure. You take the three of them with you. Okay, so you are walking. You, Benny, and Ulez head into the hospital, and you are walking through the hallway on your way to human resources. When you pass, coming towards you, your colleagues, Dr. Celia Landry, who I will say is, if I had to cast, is Candice Patton, plays Iris on The Flash, and Dr. Will Downs, who, if I had to cast, I'm going to say I went a little more obscure here. Robert Buckley, who plays Major on iZombie, and he. Oh wow, I guess it's my
Getting some
second.
CW picks in, Rick.
Yeah. So yeah, those two just sort of pass you, and they're like, "Hey, Kaden." Let's say Dr. Downs. He looks over at you. It's like, "You working today?"
I worked all night. And you?
Yeah. Well, kind of just finishing up. I'm heading out, and she's kind of coming in, and I was just catching her up. What are you doing here?
I had to speak to the human resources.
Oh, God. Hate those morons. Why? What's up?
I needed their resources.
Yeah. Well, have a good one. And Dr. Landry also waves as she goes by. So I'll catch you later or something.
Of course. They will not catch me, of course.
Ah,
You're much too fast.
And
My
you
legs are longer, if nothing else. Look, Landry is barely over 5 of the feet.
yes, they are similar to my height.
Yes.
Where are we headed now?
Up
You are
this
heading-
elevator, it will ding at an unpleasant pitch. Thereafter, we will exit.
Thank you.
And that is exactly what happens. And you walk out onto, let's say, the 3rd floor, and you find yourself in sort of a short hallway that has a couple of sort of open doors on either side of it. And then at the end of it, there is sort of like a big open area that has a long counter. And this is, as you know, the human resources counter.
Catrax is not terribly effective at hiding behind Benny. I just don't think it's very effective.
Benny is shorter, much shorter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nonetheless, the thing where instinctively edging behind someone else to take point, you are the only one qualified to obtain such resources of the 3 of us.
Oh boy,
These are
that's
prudes.
this is a true statement. I didn't think this one through. Okay. What's the play here?
We need either access to their computer system, which I suppose would necessitate their absence, or we
Yeah.
need their cooperation, which would necessitate their alliance. They do not like me. Rick, I just want to play not from around here to give myself a double on that. They do not like me.
Let's say you know that the human resources guy who doesn't like you, he's Mr. Berry, Berry. And if I had to cast him, he's a J.K. Simons.
Ooh.
J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, that guy. So you are quite upset when you look over into the human resources department and see him and him alone sitting in his chair behind that counter, his feet up on his desk. He is doing a crossword puzzle.
Okay, so
It's my nemesis. I can render no assistance in this matter.
understandable. Benny like looks over at him and just says, "Okay,
He is fiercer than you think.
understood.
Not
Okay,
underestimate him.
cool. Should we like pull the fire alarm or something?"
Ooh, what
This
occurs?
is a hospital. That would have multiple adverse impacts.
That would be bad. You're right. Okay.
We are looking for a distraction.
To get him out, yeah.
I could ask him about what resources he provides as a human.
But we need you to get into the computer.
I cannot be the distraction. Why?
I would like to just
Yeah.
check really quickly with the team. All right, how's it going in there?
My
We've,
nemesis occupied the resources.
we've encountered a nemesis.
Oh, okay.
Looks like his name is Mr. Barry, and he works for Human Resources, and we need to get past him to get to the computer, I think.
Okay. Do you want me to help with that?
If you have ideas, that's great, because I don't know how me, a just generic civilian, will be able to hold his attention because he's not in charge of me.
Okay. Two quick questions. One is he the only one working HR right now?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Okay, great. That's
We have no
good
recourse.
news. Two, do you happen to have his desk phone number accessible, like in some sort of like, I don't know, contact list you might have, Doc, or something like that?
I do. It is part of the requisite communications signature in all long form electronic mail.
Okay, great. Well, if you can get me his phone number, I promise you I can get him out of that office.
I am so proud and honored to know you, Vian Vigor.
Right back at you, Doc.
That I sent the information. I figure I have at least one email from the guy has an email signature with a phone number in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I would like to call his number, Rick.
And the three of you are standing there watching, and you see the phone on his desk starts to ring, and he just, his feet stay up on the desk, and he just keeps working on his puzzle, and it just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and eventually he kind of, and he puts down the puzzle, and he sits up, and he's, Human Resources, Barry.
Hi. Who am I speaking to again?
Barry.
Barry, great. It's so good to speak with you, Barry, because I'm having a real big issue here at your hospital. And I just wanted to make sure, is it a Barry with an A or a Barry with an E?
Barry, like with an E, strawberry.
Okay, great. I think my lawyer would very much like to know the spelling of your name, Barry, because I am 100% going to be pressing charges for the way that I have been treated. I am standing at the entrance right now, and I am so furious. I am about to get every news agency I can possibly get here in the hospital right now.
This is the Human Resources Department, sir.
Okay, well, great. If you're telling me that you can't help me, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Barry. And I'm just going to continue contacting the folks that I need to contact. Here, I was thinking that if I just voiced my complaint to one person.
Roll.
Okay, can I add performance to this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, that is going to be a 6 plus 4 plus 1. So that's an 11.
Okay.
I'm a writer from California, man.
What exactly? What? Okay. Why are you suing? Who are you suing? What did you say your name was?
Is this a game of 21 questions? All I want to do is just talk to one human being. Is that possible? This is a health care facility. Health care facility.
All right. Where in the lobby are you?
I am standing right in the front by the doors.
Okay, yeah. I'll just I'll be right down. And he gets up and he puts down his puzzle and he walks out of the door, and as he's walking out,
I'm checking Benny's lymph nodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't make eye contact.
he clocks in and he stops. He says, "Ah, yes, the mysterious Dr. D'Alto. I'm still waiting on the rest of your personnel records from your previous employment, you know. Don't think I forgot about that. This head, it's like a computer. It never forgets."
Absolutely.
I would like
Computers
to
never do
call
that, I
his phone number again.
Yeah, okay. And then the phone starts ringing on his desk. So he looks at the phone and he looks down the hall and he walks back to the desk and he picks up the phone. He's like, "Human resources, Barry."
Okay, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Because I'm still standing in the doorway. You promised me, sir. You promised me you were going to come talk to me.
And he hangs up the phone and he like sort of storms down the hallway and past you and disappears into a stairwell. And
Is he always rude in front of patients?
Is that rude?
Oh yeah.
Huh. That contextualizes so much.
Yeah.
Dolly?
Yeah, I don't know how much time we have. Let's go. I'm not going to be very useful, so I will kind of stand by the door and try to keep an eye out.
okay.
I'll say outside, like outside of the office, and just like kind of be up against the wall and try to play interception just in case anyone comes around.
Benny, make a roll on your own awareness. Let's say
Okay.
you were 4, I believe, and let's see how you are keeping watch.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, 8.
Okay. Ulez and Kadrax, you walk in, you look around, there's nobody else there. It is a counter. You can walk around the side of it. It's got one of those, kind of flappy door things. And
Those are very fun. I use them.
yeah,
They
and
look wonderful.
you get right to his desk, no problem. And his desk is, old-fashioned kind of administrator thing with, an old kind of model computer on top of it and a bunch of, stacks of files and things like that.
I will brush aside all the crossword puzzles and get to work on the computer. We're looking for information here.
Okay, you sit down at the computer and what is it you are looking for? Let's say you turn it on and it is automatically clocked into the hospital system at a certain level because it is the human resources guy's computer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, I don't think this guy's computer, he probably does not keep a password on his computer is probably my guess. So
I mean, he doesn't get a choice. I feel like you have to have a password, but nonetheless, I'm sure it's just like crossword 1 exclamation mark.
Right. He also just got up, so it won't have like displayed down such that you'd have to walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that like you have access to the system. It just the computer comes to life for you. And what are you looking for?
Eckerd Deckard. I think
Okay.
that's his name.
Declan Eklund.
Nailed it.
I was so
Perfect
close.
accuracy. Like a computer, you never forget.
Right?
So
No one ever say what happens when a magnet gets near a hard drive. Do not tell Barry.
Vian, sorry, not Vian. Ulez, you can make a roll on your intellect,
Yeah.
as well as. No, that's probably it. It's your intellect. Because
Okay,
you're
there's
not.
something mechanic that I'm.
Yeah, you're not doing anything mechanical. You're just kind of hacking a computer or something, which might be an expertise you might want to consider adding in the future, since you're doing a lot of this stuff. But for now, you don't have. Ooh. All right.
8.
Yeah. Okay. I got a 1. So
Oh, good. Oh, gosh.
yeah. You search the computer and you feel like you have found access to everything. It's not a particularly difficult system for you to navigate, and you do not find anything about Declan Eklund.
I cannot find any information on the individual whom we search for. Are we certain that they have been here? And I have scoured not only the records, not only patient information, but this is like an out of game question, but like, is there like surveillance data that I can search? Like, if there's anything, I don't know what the.
It would be time limited to hard drives.
Yeah.
I thought about it the other week. So if we had the log of the last time the pass was used, I think in case he is under a pseudonym, if we look up the serial number of the parking pass, that might link to whatever pseudonym he is using. And any info referenced under that might lead
Backwards,
us.
forwards thinking. I like this.
Benny on the comms will just be like, I mean, could it be forged so he could have access to the hospital if he's not actually an employee here?
We'll know from the serial number lookup, I suppose.
Let's find out. What happens when I input that information?
Based on the degree of success you got, I won't make you re-roll for it because that was a major success. So I'm going to say, when you put the serial number in, what it sends you back essentially is the named a parking pass in the name of Dr. Gerald Beltry, and it is, as far as you can tell, the only reference to this doctor that you can find in the system.
Could you say the last name again?
Beltry, Beltry.
Like a belfry, but just a very little bit different.
Exactly like that.
Where can we go from here? We are under a limited time frame.
We are. If this computer is networked to the system that uses the parking passes, we could check the logs, see when last it was used, if at all, and also search for this name in the more general internet. Perhaps if you can check the hospital networking database, Ulez, Bennie can manage the human mass communication system.
That would be preferable.
Okay. Why don't you each make a roll for that?
Intellect?
Yeah, actually, Benny, I'm just going to say you don't find anything. There's nothing about this guy on the net.
Whoa.
Hell yeah. That's a 6. 11?
11. Okay. And you were searching what? I'm sorry.
Use records.
Right. Okay.
An expansion on that name. There's got to be something.
When was this issued? How often was it used? On what dates?
What you find in the system is, again, just a reference to this doctor's parking pass. and it seems to be used almost every day. And as far as you can tell, we'll say you find access to that register a couple of times a day, perhaps, and you can see that it is always used in parking garage 2. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to say you, Vian, are downstairs
Mhm.
when Mr. Berry comes down the stairs with a couple of security guards. And he walks up to you and, are you the guy that called me?
I'm sorry.
The guy who just called me. Are you the guy who called me?
I haven't called anyone.
You called anybody, huh? It kind of like looks around.
There was
Just-
a guy yelling outside. I don't know if he was on the phone, but I saw him yelling outside, and then he ran down the street.
He ran down the street.
I mean, I don't know. I heard him go away.
And he pushes the door and he's like let's just check it out, and he opens the door and he walks out and the security guards walk out and the door is coming to a close when a hand grabs it and opens it, and right past you, not noticing you were even there, is Curtis Haber, who just straight down the hallway.
Okay. I'm not the best detective per se, but two things that I feel pretty good at is like reading a scene and being able to trail someone. I would like to follow Curtis Haber, find out where he's going.
Okay.
Oh, but also really quick, like as he gets a little bit out, I am gonna tell my team.
Sure. So you're gonna tail him. Okay. So make a, let's call this a coordination roll.
Okay.
The thing about it is the stealth. You were trying to tail him without getting spotted.
All right. Coordination. Come on. All right. 9. It's as good as I could have done.
You are following him, and as far as you can tell, he does not know that you are behind him, and he walks straight down the hallway, and he turns and goes into a stairwell, and the door closes behind him.
Okay, great. I'm gonna ghost through the door really quickly, like right at the last second. I'm not making any noises. In fact, I'm gonna ghost and then like I'm gonna continue being a ghost as I walk up the stairs. No steppy sounds.
Okay. Yeah, you follow him up, and you can hear that he is just about a flight above. And he gets off at the first floor, and opens the stairwell door and walks out to the first floor.
What floor are we on?
You are on the 3rd floor.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Kind of walking around very slowly, kind of looking into the rooms, with the open doors, and just checking out people standing in the halls, and kind of walking a little, I don't know, let's say the layout of this is kind of circular, and he's kind of just walking around the perimeter of this, hospital hallway, just checking things out.
Okay, great. I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is because this is the first floor.
Mhm.
I'm gonna unghost obviously as I walk out into public.
Stairs up, I'm sorry. So this would be the 2nd floor.
Okay, great. All right. So and then I imagine that there's like, some sort of maps, like floor maps and like guides and stuff that are around the
Like the
hospital.
elevators traditionally. Because
Okay, great.
hospitals are navigating them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. I'm gonna just post up at one of those that's got the most like sort of obtuse angle, where I'm able to kind of watch him, but I'll just be looking at my phone and glancing up, and then just like pretending to be doing, just checking wherever I'm going.
Yeah, you stand next to the elevator at the first floor, and you find, like a little floor map, and next to it there's a little plaque, and the
Great.
plaque has a picture of looks like a young girl on it. You can't quite determine the age, and it's in memory Maria C. Serrano. And I'm sorry, exactly what information are you looking for? You just want the floor layout?
Oh, I'm not really looking for. I'm just trying to
You're
look
just
like I'm doing something. But the second that I see a plaque about the foundation of this hospital, I'm going to be cautiously reading it and keeping an eye on him.
okay. Yeah, no, that's all it says. And it's
Okay.
just a short engraving of her face. Tell you what, make another coordination roll to see how casual
Okay.
you are.
8. Not
Okay,
the
yeah.
best I could do, but pretty close.
Yep, nope. You just look like some guy standing by the elevator.
Great.
And the three of you are upstairs. He has informed you about Curtis Haber's presence on the second floor. How did you do on your rolls? On your roll to you were. I'm sorry, I forgot where we left off with the two.
Last thing was parking garage 2 is what he frequently checks out of. We have no leads on the name. Parking garage 2 is presently our only meaningful lead on him at the moment. So we're extracting ourselves. Caldrax, the sinner, puts down the crossword that they had been doing.
You're completing the crossword? Yeah.
They're doing a couple of them because many are oblique and cultural references. So there's a lot of things that Caldrax could not answer, but I assure you there were answers that weren't there before. And I know what a monster that makes me. Caldrax does not.
Even caught a couple of mistakes, like Barry was trying to pull.
He was going to write himself in a corner. Frankly, he should thank me.
And he does them in pen, So
I admire the chutzpah.
yeah, you know that this hospital, just from experience, you know that the hospital has 2 parking garages that each have 6 levels in them, and you are now headed down to the parking garage.
Should we stand by and see what Curtis is up to and a floor below us currently?
Why don't I go and meet up with Vian and take care of whatever is going on? If Haber is here, it is very possible that he is here for me.
That's true.
But we have bigger issues than small-time crooks with poor crime planning skills. So if you two want to proceed.
Okay.
I think that would be in our best interest.
Excellent.
Okay.
Let's split the party. Even more, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we're reintegrating some.
Yeah,
just
that's true. Yeah.
2 and 2, not a 3 and 1. I think either like in the stairwell or at the lift, whatever Caldrax is doing. Abby Fripp seems like the kind of person who lets their roommate on Find My Phone.
Okay.
Can I just check real quickly whether she's in the hospital or whether she's at home right now or whether she's at
Okay, I'm going to say you can, but it's going to cost a point of determination because you're retconning in a detail.
then
Yeah,
I
we
can't.
got community.
I saved that
We got
thinking is
community.
happening.
No?
I don't have that many right now. This is the finale. I
You can-
really want my roommate to be safe. I really I can't.
Yeah, no, you don't know if she is here right now. Oh my God, I think. Holy God, I think we opened up the Lord job. So much and then some. Wow, thank you so much, everybody.
Oh.
Single Lord drop of the season. Wow, I'm so excited that this is open. Wow, y'all have taken care of
It's
us.
not even break.
Yeah, it's not even the break. It's like it's like all of this goes to these amazing performers, and that's good because you don't want Omar roaming the streets at night looking for food. He'll get hurt.
It's literally illegal in the state of California right now.
See, there you go. So thank you so much, everybody.
Right, we finally made walking around illegal.
Can't even handle.
Really bad.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out who to punch to fix that later. But okay. So yeah, you head down let's see, who do we follow first? Let's follow Cadrax. You go and meet up with Vian by the elevator. Let's say you just take the stairs right down there, and the same stairwell you came up, and just go right back down, and it lets you out right by where he was standing, like the elevators and stairwells right by each other. And
Do you make eye contact with me, or do you make not eye contact with me?
I make not eye contact, but what I do is I pull my phone to my face and I say whatever I'd like to say to you, but pretending it's into a phone as you pass.
Very clever.
Oh yeah, I think I saw him around the corner.
I continue moving.
okay, you
Floridian
walk
acknowledgement. Yes.
you go past Vian into that, say, loop, that takes you around
Yes.
the floor, and we'll say it's kind of like it's like a digital 8. It's like a loop, and then there's a way to cut across the middle as well. I mean, like a hallway that just goes through
Ooh,
there.
I love that
And
term.
yeah, you make a right, and you follow along, and you again open doors, people. Tell you what, why don't you make your own awareness roll here?
All right. 5.
And yeah, you just sort of walk the perimeter, and you don't see anything. You go all the way from the elevator bank that you are at, around the side where there is another elevator bank and stairwell, and you sort of glance down the hallway in the middle, and then you check the other side, and Haber does not seem to be around.
All right. I walk back into the stairwell so that if he wants to talk, or rather, to unghost and then talk, then I'm here.
Okay, you head back into the stairwell. It is quiet. There's nothing. You don't. I'll tell you what. Actually, hang on.
Basically, I've just showed my face around.
Yeah, and you hang out there for a moment. Vian, you're still hanging out by the elevator?
Yeah, I'm staying put. I'm not going to interfere with the doc's plans.
Okay. Just so I'm clear, Kaden, when you went into the stairwells, did you go into the stairwells that are by where Vian is, or the ones across on the other side of the building?
Across, I think I'm given the vibe I've gotten from Vian is that he is currently attempting to maintain stealth. I'm not going to potentially draw Curtis along an angle that brings attention to Vian again.
Okay. Vian, what are you doing?
I'm still keeping an eye out for Curtis.
Okay. Bennie and Ulez, you take the stairwell down to the parking garage, and it comes out again right by the elevator, and you are basically at the entrance of the garage where cars would come in, sort of the first top level there. And what do you do?
So from their search, do we have like a license plate associated with this
No,
pass?
no. All you've got is that the pass has been used very regularly.
What was the most recent use? Has it been used today?
Yes.
Okay. In and not out? Or I guess we wouldn't know, maybe out.
Well, we
What
have
else?
the pass.
That would be tracked, yeah.
We do have the
So
pass.
the pass has been out again.
That's true, so he's out, so
We could wait and ambush. That seems very par for our actions.
yeah, but we don't know what he looks like or what car he's driving.
Ah, I see the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. You're just kind of standing around.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, I'm just making awareness rolls on you for you. So it's So yeah, what do you want to do?
I guess. Do you have an idea?
I'm just really thinking about like that parking information data because like like we know which floor specifically, and like don't get me wrong, there's a lot of spots nonetheless, but like do we have like the timestamp on when this was last used so we can kind of reference that to what time it is now to get an idea of like when he leaves to know when he might come back? It's like 24 hours in a day. You've got to work with something.
I will say is the pattern that you discerned from what you had was essentially, he seems to in the evenings and nights, outs in the mornings and afternoons.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, did we have a parking space? Like, is there an assigned space, or is it just to be in this parking garage?
Guest
You,
space.
it was just entry and exit into the garage. I'll
Okay.
tell you what. You do happen to notice as you look around that the parking spots do have doctors' names and
Okay, that's good.
Ooh, I wonder if we can locate a guest spot for doctors.
Yeah, I have two thoughts.
Okay.
One, I want to figure out if we can see this doctor's name, either of the two names that we've heard now, on any of these spots. And two, see if there's a camera near the entrance of this parking of like where you would come in, and then try to. I don't know what Ulez's skill set is with camera stuff and like
Oh, if it's
that type of
hardware,
footage.
I can look
Th-
into it.
Then we could look at the last time they were in or out and maybe get a visual on the car or the license plate.
Brilliant.
So those are the two ideas that I have. So if we're right next to some spaces, I want to look around and see if we can find Beltry or Eklund.
Sure. Tell you what, make an investigation roll.
Both of us or just one?
It could. I guess it could be both of you.
I will
It's a combined task. Who's doing the main role?
Probably Ulez.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Make an investigation roll and let me know what you get.
Okay. I've got a +1 to add to my investigation anyways, because I'm investigative. Look at me. So that makes... This is coming out of our intellect, right?
Yeah.
11.
8.
Okay, so that makes your 11 to 12. So, okay. You start walking around and you notice that the parking spots have a doctor's name and then like it looks like a little code that reflects the garage, the level, and the spot number. So on the first spot, you see Dr. E. Surratt, and it says level 2, it says garage 2, level 1, spot 01A. And the next one over is Dr. Abrero, and it says garage 2, level 101B. And on, those are the sets of spots. And you walk around, and we'll leave you exploring the garage for a while and thinking about the codes. So you, while you are doing that, I'm trying to get, okay. While you were doing that, Cadrax, you are just standing in the stairwell. What are you doing? Where are you standing?
I am standing on the landing, not on the stairs, such that when the door opens, I'm on the side that it does not open into, in order, to maximize reach if one needed a yoink. I don't think he's going to come in that hot, but I don't want to underestimate. And I'm playing with the burner phone he gave me. I'm going to wait very much longer, and I have missed my hypothesis. I want to see about further ways to agitate him.
Yeah, so you are standing right where you said, and that door slowly starts to creak open. And as it opens, it just kind of drifts a little bit towards you and then starts to close a little bit. And as it starts to go back, two arms come through the wall and grab you from behind, and you feel yourself drain for a second. And then he lets go, and he's standing over you. And it's Curtis Haber coming through the wall. And Haber stands over you, and he looks down and he sees the phone in your hand, and he's like, yeah, I think we're a little past our partnership now. You screwed everything up. I was on the news, you idiot. Mickey knows it wasn't the cluster now. I can't operate like this. My whole plan is down the toilet. And when he rages like that, everything around you shakes a tiny bit. Now, by the way, I'll say all of you felt that little tremor.
Okay.
But while you felt that, Cadrax, hey, you want to do this here? Or you want to come with me nice and quiet like outside?
Let's go.
All right. Leave your little earpiece there behind. I don't want your friends showing up and ruining my fun. And you try and screw me, seriously, I will come back into this hospital and I will make you regret it.
I would never dream of screwing you.
And he gives you his hand to help you up. And he picks you up, and the two of you start walking down the stairs towards the front entrance. Vian,
Can we not phase?
Sadly, I can only do the one at a time.
No, but for point of clarification, he
Amateur.
grabbed me, and then you said he went through the wall, and this is part of why I'm trying to test and figure this out.
I was just saying, he came from behind you, and you sort of felt him kind of grab as he sort of came through the wall at you. So
Okay, cool. Because I was like, wait, did he just use two in a row?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that. Yeah.
Cool. No.
Yeah, no, it's just like you didn't quite see him until you felt the...
That's perfect. Yep. Nope. Absolutely. Get the drop on me. No problem.
Vian, you felt that tremor.
Yep. It's pretty unmistakable. That's how all of this started. And so at that point, I'm not really worried about everybody else, because I feel like that's just a general shake. And so everyone's going to be distracted. I'm going to walk to what I could feel is like the origin of that.
Make an intellect roll.
Okay. Here we go. All right. That's a 7.
No, I mean, it's sort of like it's like an LA earthquake. It's like a light rumble, almost like a subway passing by. It doesn't really have a direction exactly. You just sort of felt the rumble.
Okay, let me do this really quickly. I know this is going to cost me some time. I was standing by one stairwell because there's the stairs and there's the elevator. The doc didn't walk by me at all. So I'm going to quickly do like a sweep of the perimeter, but I'm thinking that like, if no one saw anything happen in any of these rooms, it's probably in the other stairwell. So I'm going to rush by and I'm going to like check a few like open rooms, but I'm mostly heading for the other stairwell.
Okay, make no, you know what? Okay, you don't have to roll for that. Sure. You kind of, sort of jogging your way up the hallway, looking in rooms, looking around. While you're doing that, Ulez, Bennie, you are down in the parking garage. You felt the tremor. Let's say by this point you were, you have seen a bunch of these spots and a whole bunch of these codes and names.
Okay, so if I use my brain for a second, DG Belt, Dr. Gerald Beltry, 2404A. That's where we want to go.
You're brilliant.
Took me a second, but I got there.
So yeah, you make your way down to parking garage to level 4, spot 04A. And anything, any reaction to the tremor at all, or?
But we haven't been given like any sort of like, hey, help, or like this is happening. So I'm at this point just assuming that the doctor has it under control. So
conversation. I
Yeah.
think we're sort of operating on noise cancellation being very good, even if someone just yells toilet at your face.
Okay. So you arrive at the parking spot, and this parking spot is empty. But yes, it does say Dr. Gerald Beltry. And yeah, garage.
Is it like where in relation to like a corner or wall? Like, is this in like how
It
close
is-
would it be to a camera, basically?
I won't make you roll for it. You've been walking around the garage already. You don't really see a camera that is covering anything on this floor.
Okay.
There is one of those like mounts for a camera in one of the corners, but in the upper corner of the room, like where a security camera would be. But there's no camera on it. It's like kind of just the mount on the wall. And
Interesting.
the spot is in. It is in a corner, but it is like essentially like these two spots, 04A and 04B, are together in, let's say, the northwest corner of the building.
I would like to quickly, as I'm heading over to the stairwell, because it's happening simultaneously. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going in the parking garage?
We have located the individual's parking space.
Oh, okay, great. Is the car there?
No,
Okay.
No, I think we have I think we have the pass because he had left for the day.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna check to see what's up with the dock, and then I'm gonna head straight your way. And when I say straight, I mean I'm coming like straight through walls.
Sounds great. Keep us posted.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give the what we learned with just the 2404A is exactly where we are in the area in case we move around.
That was really good, Benny. Like I don't mind yelling that like as I'm running through the hallway.
As you run through the hallway, you pass all these doctors and patients who are just like looking at you, just shouting, "That was really good, Benny!" And like nobody. and Kadrax, you walk out, let's say a fire exit with Curtis Haber, and find yourself in an alley on the side, let's say the south side of Serrano Memorial Hospital, and
this way.
he's like, "This way," and he walks down the alley towards a corner, and when you get to the corner, there is like this little like satchel, like kind of like a mailbag or something. And he leans down and he opens up the mailbag and he reaches into it, and he pulls out Brick the dog, his pug, and he puts the dog on the ground and he kind of taps it on its little pug butt, and he goes, he's like, "All right, run along, I'll see you later." And the dog kind of scrambles off into some bushes, and he turns around to you. He's like, "All right,
Why did you bring the dog?
because I don't have a place to put him anymore. I can't go home thanks to you. I can't go anywhere."
If it is any consolation, after Mickey Bomberg told me he did what he did to you deliberately, I did put him through a wall.
Mickey, yeah, right. Why would Mickey want to lose some crazy valuable piece of tech that he found?
In order to booby trap it. You were a patsy.
What are you talking about?
Did I misuse the term? I mean, someone who is deliberately set up. I've only seen the Mafia movie once, so I might not know all of the terminology. But he intended you to get a truck checked that way.
Make a willpower roll.
Yes, of course. 7. Actually, isn't bad on this time.
He is going to spend a point of determination, which you get to be the recipient of, to activate his quality of "I've got a temper."
Also, I realized that is 2 up to 3. I got my determination from you last time when Mickey Bomberg used it to beat my roll right before I put him through aforementioned wall. So I remembered where we're at.
Okay.
This seems important because I think I'm about to get creamed.
Let's see. Vian,
Yeah.
you come popping out the same exit that Kadrax just went down, and let's see. You look left, you look right. You don't really see anything going on right now. Do you go back in or do you go looking?
I mean, I'm gonna look around the stairwell to just see if there's. I feel like I mean, we're talking about Doc
There will be a
Dialf.
comm nearby on the landing.
Yeah, I think that like I'm looking for like any breadcrumb I can find that.
Okay.
Didn't Curtis ask you to drop your earpiece,
It'll be there.
which will be on the ground?
Make an intellect roll.
Intellect?
Yeah. I think he told you to drop the earpiece in the stairwell, but we'll retroactively just make this roll to see if you found it. 8? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you found it. And you know that Kadrax was in this stairwell at some point. And now you came outside. You looked left and right. You didn't see anything, and now you kind of start to walk down the alley, looking for, just kind of scanning the area, and you come up towards the corner of the alley and you see Curtis Haber's back and Kadrax kind of looking towards you. Kadrax, I will say, actually, wait, won't say anything. Kadrax, you catch a glimpse of Vian kind of peeking around the corner. While this is going on, Ulez, Bennie, you are downstairs in the garage in the corner. What do you do?
I feel like we should try to get some information out of this, so we're not just split for no reason.
Tell you what, make an investigation roll then.
Okay, I was still looking for a camera, but
Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like
okay.
if we can
Go
find
for-
one anywhere, like.
I mean, you said there was no point in this direction, and
But we know that, like,
track from here to the entrance or wherever we get into the hospital. Is that what you were thinking?
yeah, like, I mean, we have a time from the last time this vehicle entered or entered, and we can at least find the timestamp of when it came in and know that what his car looks like. So at least there's that. Like, that's the only piece of information I can think to purposefully look for right now. Yeah.
I just threw my dice.
I heard that.
It's gone.
6.
You got a 6?
That's really good. That makes an 11.
11. All right.
Oh, an 11 nonstop. This is beautiful.
How should I do this? Okay. For an 11, you got a 6. That doesn't really get you anything for the assist, but an 11 is still a massive success. So, or major success. So, I'm gonna say you kind of scan the area. You look around where that camera was. You look around, kind of just generally to see, clues. Did he drop? Did he drop anything? Did he look for anything? And with an 11, because of Ulez's 11, I will say, Ulez, you notice that right next to the sort of line on the floor that denotes where the parking spot starts. There is like a kind of a very thin but discernible seam, like in the concrete.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this. It seems that I have located a.
Sorry.
I am yet to determine something like this in your planet. Back where I'm from, if memory serves, we had a lot of these. And so it's a light seam. I'm trying to think, what tools do I have?
You have
I just have
Grappling
me.
hook. You have a grappling hook.
I got like a smoke bomb somewhere.
You are, a mechanics genius. If you want to take a roll on mechanics, if you succeed high enough, I will tell you what your mechanics knowledge can tell you.
Okay. Is it like, so it's like a seam is just one, or can we trace it into a specific shape?
Tell you what, make an intellect roll.
Oh, jeez.
I can't believe you, Rick.
7.
Okay, you know what? It's close enough. You guys already discovered the seam. I
Yeah.
think that reduces the difficulty now of trying to follow it. So it's
Mhm.
like there is a circular kind of seam in the ground that kind of treads around these two parking spots and actually goes up the wall on both sides. Ulez, how did you do on your mechanics roll?
9. Oh, wait, hold on. What is my mechanics set?
2.
11.
Oh, okay. With an 11, I will say that you get that a system like this is probably triggered by something that is local to where you are right now, almost like, like a garage door opener would be. Like, this guy would probably drive into the space, click some kind of thing, and it would do whatever happens here. With an 11, I'll tell you what. Why don't you make another roll to see if you can. Now, let's call this an investigation roll to see if you can find anything based on this new knowledge, like a receiver.
Okay. I mean, there's certain like infrared sensors that I would look for. I don't know what receivers truly is, but there's a certain frequency that I could look for that would connect the two.
Can Ulez interface with, like, because you receive information in certain ways, like you couldn't pick up on any of that, could you, like, just with your own?
If it's
internal
local,
systems?
I'm not really built that way.
Okay. Cool.
They don't quite have that ability just yet, but I mean, or unless they choose it someday. But yeah.
Hold on. Okay, now this is like a real life 9.
This is like real life 9.
Yeah.
But since you already knew what you were looking for, again, the difficulty is a little less than it was in the first place. So what I will say is you do a very close examination of the wall, and right in the corner of the little sign that says Dr. Gerald Beltry and all the information on it, almost the size of like the head of a pin, there is like, it looks like a little reflector.
I poke it.
Nothing happens.
Bennie, I have found something.
I pull out the car keys. Does it have a fob? It's probably too old to have a good key fob. Our car. Our van.
Oh, your car?
Yeah. Is it too old to have a fob?
No,
Like, you just have the fob, but it's just a clicky thingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to. No, it's probably not too old, but let's say it doesn't work because, like, just like the radio, everything in this van is broken, making you can fix it up.
Totally cool. I want to unclasp it and be like, is this modifiable?
I see what you mean. This I can do.
Okay, because Ulez knows how to, mechanics craft. Maybe they can make something that will interface with this.
This is my expertise, give or take.
I don't
Maybe
love
between
this.
that and plants.
Ulez,
If it doesn't work for our van, then might as well make it work for something.
yeah, Ulez,
Mechanics?
yeah, I guess make an intellect roll with your mechanics bonus.
It's my worst one yet.
Oh no.
Hold on. You think I'd have my stats memorized by now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10?
Ooh.
I can't do bad at intellect. Intellect and mechanics. I am a robot.
So, Ulez, you kind of tinker with the thing, and you take out the battery and blow on both sides, and it's like tap, bend, put it back together, and you point the fob at the little receiver. You click the button, and the two of you are standing there as the wall suddenly rotates like a giant lazy Susan. And as you spin around right into the parking garage wall, we're going to take our break, and we'll see you. You can still get into the Hellboy giveaway by hitting Command Hellboy in the chat. and we will be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon.
Woo!
Welcome back. So, first, let's announce the winner of the Hellboy Complete Short Stories digital package. And that winner is boom, Costaboris? Costaboris? I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, but if you can identify yourself, Costaboris, and you are here in the chat, congratulations, you have won the Hellboy Complete Short Stories digital pack, which opens up the second drawing, the grand prize, the Hellboy Omnibus, Volume 1, the Adventures of Hellboy, as written by Mike Mignola, reset in chronological order. You know, kind of like that Godfather thing that Francis Ford Coppola did back in the 90s, where he re-edited the movies like all in chronological order and stuff. It's like that. So congratulations to Costa Boris. And if you want to get into the drawing for the Omnibus, it is Command Omnibus, I believe. And that will that runs all the way through the second half, and I will announce the winner of that after we're done. And yeah, congratulations to the winner, and Command Omnibus to get into the next drawing. And on that, Ulez Galley. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. Cadrax. Let's start on this side. See, you know, it's like I don't have these things planned out. It's just like we're feeling them out here as we go. Cadrax, yeah, you are staring down Curtis Haber. It's, you know, you are in this kind of alley that is watered by bushes that have a chain link fence keeping you next to the side of the building you just came around. You know, like this fence sort of goes around the whole hospital, and you are now between the building and the fence with Curtis Haber next to the hospital. Vian, you are standing at that corner looking around. So you can see Curtis Haber's back. I'm going to say you know who that is. You're not going to make your roll to identify him at this point. You get it. And Curtis is looking at you, Cadrax, and he says, you know, I really didn't want it to be like this, but sometimes you just got to teach somebody a lesson. I know you understand that. Roll initiative.
Of course.
Oh.
6.
You actually get initiative. Vian, you are behind him. That gives you the advantage of surprise. If you want to take some kind of action, you don't have to roll for initiative. You can just move first, surprising Curtis Haber. But if you don't, Cadrax, you go first. Your mic is muted, Omar.
I will wait to see what the doc does.
Cadrax?
Oh. Duels are difficult. I've done a lot of them with combatants who have the voice, but quite frankly, our specialty is crowd control, much more than fighting each other. Heaven forfend. But I've done it more than he has. I'd like to take a maneuver as a tactical.
Sure.
I'm going to set up activates for knowing how to fight this person with whom I have sparred. So just as I familiarized with explosive, I'm familiarized with this person, and I want to read basically what he's going to be telegraphing me.
We're going to call that intellect, and you can apply your fighting bonus because I think it's, you know, pretty self-evident.
Yeah. All right. Lovely. And boom. 4 + 6 + 1. 11.
Okay, so you have created that quality. that you are, we will say, familiar with Curtis Haber's fighting style, and or becoming familiar as you watch him and factor that into what you learn from the sparring session. And you get 1 free activate on it.
Is it 1 on 11?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Or,
Or oh, it's success levels.
yeah.
Okay, moderate success. Got it.
Yeah.
I think that's my action.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess if I get talking action, then I'll take that.
Yeah. And he looks at you and he's sort of like, it's like, this is the problem with training with people like that wuss Sonnevel. Just teaches you to stand around and get punched in the face. And he just lets rip and he punches you rather than using the power. And are you gonna take it or are you gonna evade? What are you doing?
I'm going to evade.
Okay.
Let's see. Using my baton to block and sort of extend my reach. So that's another 11 from me. This is the only number that this die rolls, apparently.
11. Okay. He is going to spend a point of determination that you get. That brings you to 3 by my count. He's going to activate his quality. I've got a temper again because this is a new scene. And that gives him...
Didn't you just...
Oh, was that the quality I used a second ago?
Yeah, right at the when we popped off
Oh, you're right.
in the willpower roll. Yes.
That was the same scene. Okay. In that case, okay, he's going to activate his quality. I'm a survivor. And you still get the point of determination because he has another relevant quality. And that gives him a minor success against you,
All right.
which at his strength rate is going to take 3 off of your stamina, which we'll say is at max right now. So that brings you to 5 stamina.
Yes. I have the same count.
Vian, once again, you are still lying, hidden. You can jump in at any time if you want, but you don't have to.
I mean, the doc is a lot better at fighting than I am, so I'm kind of keeping watch, but I am like ready to spring in at any point if I need to.
Okay. Tell you what, why don't we do that as a maneuver? Essentially, you can create the quality of cat-like awareness or state of readiness or something.
Yeah, state of
So
readiness. Yeah.
Make a roll on your let's say coordination.
Okay. So that's going to be, here we go. Okay, that's 9.
Okay. That will get you the quality, but with no free activates. So
Okay.
You are ready to jump into action whenever. Kadrax, it is your move.
He's come in close to me to strike. I'm going to move to his side, low. So I'm angled upward relative to his center of mass. And I'm going to blast a yeet. Because you need to get a little bit of height over the fence that you specified. I'm trying to get him away from the hospital.
Okay. Yeah, just make your power roll as it applies to your blast.
If he gets, a ya ha ha hui bonus. My dice only roll one thing. I'm activating the quality.
Okay.
Another two.
Yeah, you get a free activate. So what does that bring it to?
That brings it to 13.
13. Oh, you got 11 again, right? You said that. Okay. Okay, yeah. You blast him and he goes like just like straight up in the air, backwards, like over the fence, and you can just hear him like thud down on the other side.
How much damage does he take on it?
Did
I get a full success on it?
You got a
I got a stun. What I got?
major success. So that is not a slam, it's a stun. And you get your full damage, which is
6.
6. Okay. And while you are standing there from the other side of the fence, Curtis Haber blasts right back at you.
Okay,
It's it's a
I
chain. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
was gonna say if I can I activate, spend a point of determination and jump into it? Is that how? Because
Yeah, sure.
right with this, like I'm like in waiting, right? That's the only time that would be
You
used.
are already in waiting, and you see him like bringing up his hands as if he's going to do his own blast. It's a chain link fence, so you can see through it.
Okay, yeah, I would like to jump and ghost the dock as the blast is about to hit both of us.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, okay. So you activate that quality. Make a coordination roll.
Okay.
Oh my God, we're 340. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. Oh God, wow. Thank you. Um, we super duper appreciate that. Yeah, Omar, what'd you get?
I got, because I don't lie, I got a 4.
You got a 4. So
Yeah.
with the activation of that quality, that's a 6. Um, you know what? I think that's probably close enough. I think because the whole point of your action was to be in a state of readiness. You're right by Kadrax, and it doesn't. Your power works automatically, merely by touch. And I think 6 is high enough so that, and it's a 6, right, with the bonus.
Yep.
Okay. I think 6 is high enough that I can say that, like, you leaped at Kadrax and just sort of barely, like, got them, and, like, you fall to the ground and grab their foot just as the blast comes through, and nothing happens to either of you. And from the other side of the thing, you hear Curtis Haber just kind of scream and, kind of tantrumy, and everything shakes a little bit. While this is going on, down in the parking garage, the wall spins around, and the two of you find yourself, Ulez and Bennie, you find yourself in a long stone hallway that is lit by fluorescent lights. And this is not like a little dug into the wall kind of nothing. It's like it's concrete. It's engineered. It's professional. It looks like it's
Here
right.
on purpose.
Yeah, it is right in the wall of this. It's part of the parking garage structure, and that much is obvious. I'll tell you what. Let's see. You can hear humming somewhere coming from down the hall.
Like mechanical humming or people humming?
Mechanical.
Okay. Just checking.
That's a
Yeah,
valid.
no, it's a valid question. Yeah. Yeah, you just hear down the hall. Yeah.
That's spooky too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You.
Wow. This is unexpected.
Yeah. Good job on that.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm very excited for what we might find. We are so close to finding my ship.
So, okay. So that's the great part. The other side of that coin is we might be walking very close to a large explosive device. So
True.
I guess caution.
I think that is correct.
Hopefully there's no one down here. And then I think we start walking.
Quietly and carefully.
Mhm.
So you start walking down the hall, and make a coordination roll, both of you.
Okay.
Not my best, but okay.
Are there any like visible like surveillance, anything, camera? Oh, nice.
You do not see any. I guess you can make an intellect roll.
Okay, I rolled a 9 for stealth. And
Okay.
then
What did you get for stealth, Ulez?
6.
6 for intellect.
Okay. You do not see anything like a camera. You know, it just looks like kind of fluorescent lights, like along the ceiling leading down the hall.
Hopefully, no one's watching us walk right in.
So you are walking forward.
Yes.
You move forward, and when you get to the end of the hall, you find yourself in this vast laboratory. There is machines, computers, test tubes, counters, all sorts of notes, charts, graphs all over the walls, and equations written on whiteboards and marker. It looks like there's just a bewildering amount of stuff. I can imagine all sorts of really technical looking equipment, maybe the kinds of things that would have been on those lists that you were looking at last week. And it is so far quiet. Is just sort of the sound of the humming, and you see ahead of you there is across the lab there is a hallway that you can see a little bit down, but not what is at the end of it. And then to the side there is like an arch. There's another room on the other side of the arch where you can't quite see in there. And that is what you see from where you're standing.
Does anything look familiar, Ulez?
Can I invoke my quality honest but naive? Because I'm just gonna rush in with the intent to look for my ship. That's a little by naivety. I mean, it seems empty. And I am here for a purpose. I'm doing it with the best of intentions.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Give yourself a point of determination as you run into the middle of the room. And as you run in, you sort of look around. You do not see anything that looks familiar to you. But as you look into that archway, you see a man or a man's back, and he is wearing. Looks like he's wearing like a suit and tie, but without the jacket. And he kind of turns around as he hears your footsteps, across the floor. And this guy, he's kind of smart and looking. If he was an actor, I would say I would cast Dylan Baker, who played the Lizard in that old Spider-Man movie. But he's in a million TV shows and stuff. Look him up, and you will get a sense of what we're picturing. Yeah, he's and he sort of peers at you, and he looks you up and down. Welcome.
Do you have where is my ship? It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Your ship? What does it look like?
It's square. It's got a lot of lights. If you open it up, there's a module inside which you can control. Yes.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you say what's your name? What is your name?
No. I will not provide you my personal information nor my designation.
Your designation. Wait. Hang on. Is your designation 8539425544?
Correct.
It's nice to meet you.
Greetings. I have a purpose, though. I must perform my purpose. Where is my ship? Who are you? Are you Deckard Eckard?
My name is Declan Eklund.
Ah.
How did you know who I was?
I mean, I didn't. I couldn't get your name correct.
Huh.
Thank you for the clarification.
You can come out now, too.
Damn it. I guess I go out too.
And what is your designation?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, yes, that's why I asked. Okay. We should probably have a talk. Do you want to sit down?
Yes, please.
Coffee, anyone?
Could I make it?
Uh, sure.
I love that you, like, someone offers you coffee, and then someone says, "I would like to make it," then doesn't drink it, and the other person declines coffee. It's just the strangest refreshment experience.
This has been my experience with refreshments, so this seems
I
quite
love it.
And he lets you make the coffee, and while you're doing that, up in the street, Kadrax, you see Curtis Haber throw that little tantrum and shake everything from the street. And, he just yells, "Oh, that was a dirty trick!"
Through the fence? I say to Vian, who's just right with me.
Pardon?
Through the fence?
All right. And we can spider monkey this up again. I'll just jump on your back. I'll ghost you and unghost you as much as you need. But I got one rule, Doc. We don't take him out. He's mad because he's been played. But this ain't his fault. And he's got a dog. So whatever we can do to just take him down without killing him, that's what we do.
I may have to climb the fence myself then.
I let's just get this done, Doc. And I'll just jump on your back.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
we ghost.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. You just go right through that fence and out into the street. And as you are coming towards Curtis Haber, he oh no, it is not his move. He just wait, whose move was it last? He went last and you ghosted his blast. So it is actually Kadrax's move. So Curtis Haber is just kind of seething with anger in the street. Things are rumbling a little bit around him. You can see the ground, the cement beneath his feet is kind of cracking. Oh my God, we hit 450? Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. I thank you so much, everybody. You have taken such good care of us all season, and I swear to God, I am not going to forget it when I spend the next 5 weeks planning the next season. It's like, yeah, and I'm gonna find a way to make this up here somehow. I just thank you so much. Kadrax, it is your move.
Yeah, good. Thank you for being odd for a moment, so that I have a moment to try to figure out.
Oh, also, we're apparently doing the dice giveaway in chat. Jake has got the information for you. I think it's like a cool pair of metal dice, which I probably should have announced at the beginning of the show, and that was my bad.
Fun surprise for everybody.
Yep, just get in it. Jake's got the information for how to get in on the dice. They're really cool, and you can still get into the Hellboy thing with Command Omnibus.
Right. I'm going to attempt the strongest nullification I've ever done, because now we've both used blasts, and frankly, I knew better. He doesn't. And one more from him could easily hurt this hospital, which is my foremost concern. I don't even know about anything nearby because I don't have my earpiece in. So I'm going to do the same thing I've done twice before with this man. And this time I'm going to activate quality so that I can increase my power level as well, because it works by those, and I just don't know how powerful he is.
Which what are you activating?
I'm activating. I pulled my oath.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. That's fantastic. Yeah, make your power roll.
Okay. Please don't.
I'm also getting new die for next season because my dice suck. And they hate
No,
me.
don't you dare. don't you dare. And so it
Actually-
only rolls one thing.
Get 11 again? Is that with the bonus or without the bonus?
No, so this is, let's see. It's technically a coordination check per the nullification rules because I'm stunting to use a power that's not my core power.
Oh, right.
So it's a coordination versus coordination check. Alas, I'm not a fan either. It's not my favorite. It's not my choice. But I did still roll the same number on the die. Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's 9, 4 plus coordination plus my power skill.
So that adds up to
9.
9. Okay. That is a moderate success.
Okay, then I can subtract 7 of my target's power levels.
7 of his power levels?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
if I negate him down to 0, power reduced to 0 or less remains negated for level duration pages.
and that works on a moderate success?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's successful. It is a binary. Lol.
Oh, okay. It's one of those. Okay. So yeah, in that case, if it's 7, then okay. Do you want to describe what this looks like, or?
Kadrax unghosts and gets into a combat stance that seems very clearly to be blasting, and usually don't let themselves be distracted, but just catch Vian out of the corner of their eye. And in that same peripheral, see just a little bit of the hospital, the neon sign of it out on the street, just a few hundred yards away. And Kadrax shifts stances, stands up very straight, puts their arms up, and closes their eyes, listening to his voice. And every so often, their hands move to catch waves that can't be seen, only felt and heard, and too imperceptible for human ears to detect. But as they focus, they send inverse waves to cancel everything that comes from Curtis.
And as he's kind of trying to throw at you, and just like he finds himself, it's like, what's going on? What's going on? What are you doing?
Training.
And he just kind of rushes at you, and he's like, train this, and he kind of swings for you again.
Didn't Vian put his turn between the two of them?
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, that is a good catch, Benny. Okay, Vian, do you have a move to make after? So he is, what did you do? Like those, he's having that moment. What do you do?
He is going to. Is he running yet, or is he just yelling?
No, he's just yelling. He's kind of, again, kind of this tantrum, anger as he can't seem to fire these blasts anymore.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun, right? It's the finale. I can spend a point of determination to retcon something. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I got a few, thanks to chat. I would like to retcon that while after the sound earthquake had happened and everyone was like looking around and I was checking all the rooms, I did pass by like a cart of like medical supplies and I grabbed a few zip ties. And so those are just kind of in my pocket. And inspired by the doc absorbing his blasts and just blocking them and using their body as like a defense for essentially what I consider the city now, because who knows where that explosive is. I would like to run at Curtis, jump, ghost, and then I would like to, as I get behind him, unghost, and using my sleight of hand, I would like to zip tie his hands together.
I love this. Oh my god, sleight of hand, the decisive, specialty. Oh my god, I love you, Omar. Okay, make a coordination roll.
Okay, come on. And then my sleight of hand, I believe, is just 1 that I'm tossing on top of
the
this.
coolest build. I love it so much.
I love all the stuff you're thinking of. It's so cool.
Okay, and that was coordination.
Huh?
That's going to be an 8.
Okay, that is a major success. And you, exactly like you describe, it's just like you slam through him and kind of turn around, and real quick, it's just like right around his hands, and he's, kind of and struggling against the ties, and he kind of, just buckling back and forth. You know what? I will say that is, the equivalent of being held for him, sort of. So he will not get his turn here, because he doesn't have a power that he can use without his hands, and his hands are now tied. I'll tell you what, he's going to make a strength roll to try and break your tie. These are like those plastic, like cops use, like kind of wrist tie, like kind of.
Yeah.
Let's say that those are level. Let's call them level 4. Does he have any qualities that he can? He's already used the only 2 qualities that are relevant. He cannot break the tie. He's sort of pulling against it, and he's a really strong dude, but it's like they are made to hold really strong dudes. So he's just ripping at it, and he cannot quite, get out. It is Cadrax's turn again.
They open their eyes. Was this the state of subdued you were looking for?
You done real good, Doc. You done real good.
It appears you've done it.
Oh, I mean, I'm just following your lead, completely honest. And I turn to Curtis and I look him and like very seriously, like, you're very lucky. You are very, very lucky to be alive right now.
And he looks at you and he's like, "You're gonna regret not killing me."
I'm sure of that. But at the same time, let me ask you a quick question, because this really has to do with life or death, something that I am very intimately acquainted with. Curtis, we can knock you out of the sky right now. I mean, Doc, you could do it with your eyes closed, I bet, at this point, right? Yeah, easily. But wouldn't you rather want to see how this ends and see who's pulling all your strings?
It doesn't matter. There's always someone pulling my strings.
Well, that's a little bit of a negative attitude, Curtis, I'm being quite honest. I'd like to start walking him towards the dock.
Yeah, and you start walking him towards the dock. Let me ask you a question before we go back down to the parking garage. Yeah, okay, actually, I'll do this in character. Curtis turns to you and he sort of, "So now what? You gonna turn me over to the cops? Let me go? Kill me? Somewhere less public and just tell people you didn't? What's the plan?" Exactly.
Let me ask you a question, Curtis. What do you want? Like, honestly. From one person to another, what do you want right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
To break your neck?
Okay. Let's say you do that. What do you want next?
You got a point.
You don't know what you want. You're just mad. And I get that. I'd be mad if I were you too. lost everything, been jerked around. I'm going to tell you what I want right now. And I'm pretty sure I can speak a little bit on the behalf of the doc. See, we're trying to make sure something bad doesn't happen. After that, I don't know. Now, if you don't want to hurt anybody, my wants don't exactly conflict with your wants, do they? If you do want to hurt someone, that's going to be a problem. Then Doc and I are going to have to take care of that. But you could help us, because we could be standing right here and we could all be gone in a second. But I'm leaving that choice completely up to you right now. So you tell me. I'm asking you one more time. What do you
Make
want?
a willpower roll, Vian.
Okay. Okay,
If you'd
that was a
like
6.
community determination, I'm open to it because you're being a badass.
Let's see. What can I burn for this? I guess kind always.
And spirit
Yeah,
of justice, like the whole thing here, like it all fit.
That's pretty on point.
All right. In that case, that's going to be sorry, this is willpower, right?
Yeah.
That brings that up to an 8.
All right. As an 8,
Did you roll a 6?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, you said 6. I thought you rolled. I was like, it's definitely higher than 8 if
no,
you
no.
rolled a 6.
That would have been great. That would've been
that is a marginal success.
oh boy.
The effort barely succeeds and may fail. Okay, so he help you.
Yeah.
Sure. Why don't you take these ties off me? Or I guess they're behind his back, so you know, he turns and shows them to you. Can't help with my hands tied.
Yeah, you can, Curtis. And I'd like to walk him towards the parking garage.
And as you start walking towards the parking garage, we go back downstairs where you are sitting and having coffee with Declan Eklund.
Making coffee with
Yeah, the coffee was made over the break, and you are now enjoying your coffee. And
Oh, Benny definitely declines, and it's just like, just kind of giving him a once over.
and he looks at Ulez, and he's I just have to say how very interesting it is to meet you. Having seen your ship, I wondered what you were like. And he looks at your cape, and he sort of, such interesting outfit.
Thank you.
Now, what brings you here? I mean, it's so amazing. Did you does it call to you? How did you know?
No. My friend and I are here to stop a bomb, but mostly I would like my ship.
To stop a bomb.
Correct.
Yeah, you're gonna destroy the ship and probably the whole hospital if you decided to tinker with it.
I am not the tinkerer. I am the administrator of this lab. I watch the scientists.
Okay, well, the stance remains the same. One of your tinkerers is going to blow up this entire hospital and part of the city.
Correct.
I am sure the technology is very advanced, but my tinkerers are extremely smart. I think they will be able to dismantle it completely without upsetting any of its systems.
It's not a natural system to it, sir. We're trying to tell you things. Don't speak down to us when we have information you don't know.
You are talking about my ship. You don't know anything about my ship.
What information do you have that I don't know?
I will not provide information again like this. I will only fall for that one time.
So there's a bomb, but you won't tell me how you know there's a bomb, and I'm just supposed to trust you and what? Just I suppose give you the ship so you can defuse the bomb and take it away or something like that?
Ideally, yeah.
Correct.
Well, then we've got a problem because there is no chance that I will be allowed to let you take that ship away.
It does not belong to you.
It does now.
I don't think that's how anything works, sir. Either you're going to let us take what belongs to my friend here, or we're going to have to take extreme measures to make sure it leaves here in one piece.
There are a lot of things that can be exploded here, locally, smaller explosions.
Oof. Okay. Make a willpower roll.
Ulez is not actually good at threatening.
So are we doing just one or two?
It sounds like you both threatened him, so you might as
That's
well both. Yeah, or
Okay.
you certainly threatened him, so definitely you, Ulez. If you consider yourself a threatener, let me know what you did. What you get.
I got an 8. Can I add strangely protective of my ship?
Yeah, I think you can add that.
Okay, so it's a 9.
I would like to burn. I want to scare the shit out of this guy. Can I use stubborn as a mule?
Ah,
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay. Take that down to 2. That is 13.
13. Okay.
Do not like this man.
He sort of sinks back into his chair, clearly a little bit intimidated by the two of you. I assume you wouldn't have found your way into the lab if you weren't formidable at some level. Of course, you never know what you're going to find with these things. Life is weird. I used to be on the city council, and
We know.
oh, you've heard of me. Fantastic. Yeah, I never foresaw that life would bring me here to a place where we meet aliens and see spaceships and things like that.
He's monologuing. Can I do like some sort of like insight? Is he like moving in any way? Like I'm very immediately suspicious about him talking at us about something that doesn't seem like it matters.
Intellect roll.
Oh boy, would it be awareness?
Yeah, you can make your own awareness roll.
I'm not like actively like searching through things.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, 7.
I mean, yeah, no, he's actually just talking to you.
He's just monologuing. Okay, all right.
And he's like, life takes you in strange places. He's like, for example, Harmon, and all the way on the other side of the room, Harmon Killer kind of steps out and he walks to the center of the room and he just stands there very, very still. And Eklund says, Harmon didn't know what he would find when he came here either. He found this place and he brought me his poor dying brother. And he asked if I could do something to help his brother. His twin. They're twins. Did you know that? And I couldn't do that. I wasn't able to save his twin. So I got him a new one. Harmon, why don't you show them? And right before you, there's a little bit of like a kind of weird flash of light as Harmon separates into 2 exact duplicates of himself. And then he says, and why stop at twins when you can have a whole family? Harmon, show them. And he suddenly separates into another, until there is surrounding him 8 duplicates exactly like himself, just standing, staring at you, not moving, not saying a word. And while you are looking at those duplicates, Vian and Kadrax and Curtis Haber are walking into the hospital, and Haber, with his hands behind his back, he puts his head down as you kind of like get closer to the building, and he's like, so where are we going exactly?
Doc, we should probably go to the parking garage. Oh, I'm sorry, I just jumped on your words there.
Good question. I lean over for an aside. I don't want this man anywhere near the hospital. I can't hold what I'm doing with him for more than a few more minutes?
Okay, how about this? We find where Ulez and Benny disappeared because they got to the parking garage. We find that opening. Once we connect back up with them, we figure out what to do with Curtis. 5 minutes tops. After that, my hands are off and it's your call, Doc.
All right. Understood.
Okay.
Did you pick up my communicator by chance?
Yes, I did. And I hand it over.
Nice. I love it when stuff like that works out. So yeah, you've got your communicator back, and you are now headed to the parking garage.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I retcon? I'll use a point of determination that I had left the key fob in front of the sensor.
If you're spending a point of determination, you can, sure.
I'll do it.
Yep, that brings you down to 1. I think we still have 2 community points. And
Yes.
Brings me to 2 because I earned 1 this game.
what?
It brings me to 2 because I earned 1 point of determination this game, where I invoked my turtle.
Honest and naive. Yeah.
I had you at 2, and that I think this brings you down to 1 now. Did
I started the game with 2. I got
you-
1 in the middle of the game when I invoked. That's why I ran into the middle of the laboratory.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, I didn't write that down. Sorry. Like, see what these pages look like. It's like they're just like all like scribble notes,
You
and
have
it's
a
like
lot to keep track of. It's cool.
the worst handwriting in the world. You have no idea. Like last week after the game, I went over my notes and I was like, I couldn't read like 3/4.
What happened?
Yeah. By the way, you can command dice to get into the dice drawing, and command omnibus for the Hellboy omnibus drawing. You can still get into both of them. And yeah, you come to the parking spot and you find the key fob there on the floor for you.
Well, that's a bit of a freebie. And it's our key fob, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still holding. Actually, I'm gonna. If anyone's looking over at Curtis, it should be you, Doc. So I'll hand him off, and I'm gonna go check out the key fob and like lift it up.
Okay. You have the key fob.
And I kind of look around and I want to like sort of wave it in the general area that I found it.
Benny, Ulez, we're at the parking lot location and there's a key fob here. Any notion of what we're supposed to do with it?
I'm gonna say to this guy, looks like you really like to push buttons, huh? You're looking for a fight? And so
And Evelyn's just like, hey, you're the one who threatened me.
you're
Feeling
the
we should
thief.
push buttons and fight people.
I mean, with that, I would like to like push with the key fob, like where I found it.
Yeah, you push with the key fob. I can't tell you how much I love this. And yes, all of a sudden the whole ground revolves again like a lazy Susan, and you find yourself all being shifted into the lab. And Curtis
Okay.
Haber is like, neat. You were not in the lab. You were in that hallway that leads to the lab. Actually,
And because I heard Benny say, "You want to fight?" I'm gonna turn to Curtis, and I'm gonna look to the docket. I want to give a nod. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Of like, I'm still ball's still in your court, but I'm just gonna try this. And I turn to Curtis and I go, "Okay, Curtis, if I understand correctly, you have absolutely no cash. Your last job went bust. You got no place to live, and you got a dog to watch over. Is that right?"
yeah.
Okay. And you're not quite sure exactly what you want to do next, right?
Well, right now I would like to, get out of here without dying or getting arrested.
Okay.
Beyond that, I'll figure it out later.
I would like to offer you a very special deal here, Curtis Haber. I would like to offer you a job.
A job.
Yeah,
Doing what exactly?
just all kinds of stuff. I'm a private investigator, and you never know who needs to be tracked down, who needs to be chased, who needs to be shaken out for some cash at times. And I don't like getting my hands dirty. I'm not too good at it. You, sir, are a man of what seems to be infinite talents. You're able to absorb powers and use them at a moment's notice. Now, we don't exactly see eye to eye, but right now it sounds like there's a fight at the end of this hallway. Now, we can either just let you go back and you can figure out whatever you can and run from the cops. You're a wanted man. Or you can accept this job offer and jump into the fray in a few seconds.
Make a willpower roll.
Okay.
What's the oppose for this check? So, because I should just count this as being opposed on the doctor too. Is it willpower versus willpower, or
Willpower versus willpower.
7 for me.
that beats me by 1?
7 for you, and you got a 6.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought I heard a message sound. I guess I didn't. Never mind. So that is 1 moderate success and 1 marginal success. Omar, you have a moderate success over Curtis Haber.
Great.
A job. Well, I guess for the moment I'm not really in a position to bargain, so I'm a survivor. I'll take your job. Now, Kadrax, you got a marginal success.
Look, if you want this man to work with you, this honorless wretch, let's see how this room goes. But he stole my voice and has done many terrible things. I have no interest in being anywhere near him, and I do not want to be responsible for any further harm he inflicts. He should be dealt with, but if you insist otherwise...
Haber just kind of shakes his head, but he doesn't say anything.
As long as the next room, I will promise you, and no longer, Vian Vigor.
Well, look at us, 3 happy amigos. All right, let's head into the next room and see what happens.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Okay.
And we're going to say that this is all kind of happening, right? You know, just at the same point that all those, you know, multiples of Declan Eklund, of a Harmon Killer were spreading out in front of you. And you come from the back, and Kadrax and Vian and Curtis Haber, you walk in from the hallway and you see yourself. There are 9 men standing in a semicircle kind of around Ulez and Bennie, who are sitting at a desk next to this guy who, you know, looks like Dylan Baker. And you see all the stuff in the lab that I described before.
I think can I like which Harmon was the origin point?
Why don't you roll an intellect roll to see if you were able to keep track of that?
Okay, cool. Boy, geez. Well, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to do doesn't really matter, but I would like to know who to address. 8.
8. Right now, he is standing in the center, and I'll say that you kept track of him.
Okay. I kind of want to like.
Yeah, it's
while,
left shell game.
yeah. While Eklund said that Harmon came to him with his dying brother, and so he made him a new one. That's what Eklund said, right?
He said he made him a new twin.
New twin.
Right, yeah.
New twin, right, okay. And this individual didn't seem, like Harmon didn't seem to react to that at all, has been kind of blank faced this whole time, right? I'm just trying to remember what you said. Okay.
100%.
Benny's gonna kind of look at him and be like, this is a good thing for you? This is what you wanted? You lose your brother and you let him experiment on you to make some weird facsimile? This is okay with you? And yeah, she's just gonna try to goad him into some sort of reaction. Maybe that will strike a chord. I don't know, but I just want to see. I want to see him react to something.
Totally stone-faced. Doesn't move, doesn't say a word, neither do any of the duplicates. And Eklund says, why don't you address me? I'm in charge here, so Harmon here will do what I tell him and not do what I tell him not to do.
One more thing. Do they seem, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell this. Do they seem organic? Or do they seem...
They are indistinguishable from the original. They're all like 100% identical duplicates. Even their clothing the same, you know.
I just mean like even the original that I'm looking at, like there's no sign that this
Nope.
is... Okay,
They all
cool.
like ran around in circles. You would totally not be able to tell one from the other.
Yeah.
Is Prime bruised? Because we fought him.
True.
You do not see on the visible parts of his body any bruises. From what you can see where you are, you know, from what is exposed, given the suit that he is wearing, there's nothing on his face.
Okay, nothing that's going to give us one way or the other.
At least-
Are the three of us in the Harmon's eye line?
No, you are behind them, the three of them.
Cool. So they haven't yet seen the guy who killed the brother. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
and-
Cool.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully you have are hearing us speak strangely about a brother who was killed, and maybe you will get some context clues, but I don't know.
Okay, in that
I know
case,
you're coming.
while we've got like sort of the secrecy and we're like a little bit hidden, I'd like to turn to Curtis and say, okay, you're gonna take my power. And I'm gonna hold out like my arm to like his like hands. So he's gonna be using my ghost phasing powers instead of the Doc's
What for?
voice.
He's,
Because I saw what you did last time.
he's shut down. Vian.
Pardon?
He's shut down for now.
Oh,
All of
okay.
it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
I'm not making any risks under my hospital.
okay. In that case, you're just gonna have to fight your way out of this one, Curtis.
can I have my hands back?
Yeah, I'll free his hands, but very cautiously.
And he kind of rubs at his wrist a little bit. All right, how are we doing this?
So there's 8 of them, and we look. Are
There's
we making contact with Bennie and Ulez?
Yeah, they're
I'll
actually.
take the half on the left.
I think then, as they're kind of like, we can see them whispering and conversing and maneuvering, Ulez will stand up and put down the cup of coffee that they were holding. They really like the idea of it. If you will not provide me my ship, if you will not give me what I am owed, I did not simply offer threats. I have the ability to drain you of your weak human life, and it is not a task that I wish to do.
You can drain me of my weak human life. That's fascinating. That's fascinating.
It's a corruption. It is not intentional. But we are not here to talk about my functions.
Oh, I can do it intentionally. So
I want to learn about you, not fight you. Why don't you just stay here with your ship?
Ulez hesitates.
I don't like that at all.
Let me learn from you about your ship and your people and your wonderful cape.
You are not going to be holding them captive. That is not what is being negotiated here.
Captive is a very relative thing.
Is that not what you're doing with their ship right now? A little bit trying to convince Ulez is what's happening here. Not him. She knows that he knows is what the hell he's saying. But Benny's trying to, while yelling at him, communicating with Ulez.
Oh.
I saved that ship from Mickey Bomberg. Who knows what he would have done with it? I am just studying it to figure out what I can do with it.
Mickey Bomberg set you up.
Oh yes, your mysterious bomb. You know what? I think maybe I don't know. I don't know if I believe you or not, but I think maybe it's time I clamp down on this situation. And he kind of hits a button and you kind of hear like that door that the Lazy Susan thing like kind of lock behind you, the three of you,
Get eyes on it.
and he goes, Harmons, put them under control. And
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, as that's happening, I want to nudge Curtis and go, I'll pay you double if you take out that guy. And I want to ghost and I want to run at the Harmons.
Okay.
Oh, I want to know more though. Let it happen.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just as everything pops off, Ulez hears over the communicator, there are no plants down here.
Oh.
Understood. I got a 5.
You got a 5?
7.
6.
Sorry, an 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so the
5,
order
7,
will
and
be Cadrax, Bennie, Ulez, what's your Ulez, and then the Harmons, and then oh no, sorry, that's actually then Vian, and then the Harmons, and then Ulez. Okay. So the first thing that happens in the battle is Eklund, after he gives that order, he presses another button, and his chair slides back into the wall, and a kind of like like trap door kind of comes down over it, and the Harmons start kind of moving, kind of zombie-ish, like a little stiffly moving towards you. Bennie and Ulez, they still have not clocked the people behind them. And Cadrax, you go first. Oh, actually, wait. I'm sorry. I forgot to roll initiative for Curtis Haber. Curtis Haber goes last.
Cleanup crew.
So, Cadrax, you are first.
yes, as much. If we were anywhere but in a lab with a bomb under my hospital, I could just clear them all. Instead, there's that bit of my concentration that is focused above all on making sure the person bomb with the terrible temper stays nullified. So instead, I whip out my baton and I'm going to go to Batown.
Okay. So let me make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. There are 9 Harmon killers. One of them is the real Harmon killer, and 8 duplicates. Just so you know. We're gonna say you attack this one. So
Yeah, number 6, please.
number 6.
It displeases me.
1, 2, 5, 6. Okay, you got it. Number 6.
All right, let's go. Whoa, hey, that's the first time my dice rolled max tonight. So that's a 13.
Oh yeah, you absolutely. That is a slam. He he doesn't even move when because he doesn't you are behind him, so he just takes the full thing and just goes flying and smashes. You didn't use your power, right? You kind of come up behind him and hit him, and he kind of goes flying forward and just kind of like smashes into the ground in front of him, and he's just totally dazed. He will lose his next turn, and he takes your full damage, which is 6.
5.
If I'm right. 5. Okay.
Yeah, because baton damage is 5.
Okay, so he takes 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy has
Season 2, baton made of unobtainium.
An obtainium baton. Okay, yeah. Well,
We're in a tech lab, actually. Let's remember to loot the room after we
Yes.
completely
Yes.
kick all of their asses.
talk to your mysterious benefactor about that. Yeah. Okay. So, the next one up is Benny.
I see someone go flying a little bit, and okay, we're fighting. So she's gonna pop up. I know which Harmon Keeler is the original Harmon Keeler, so I'm gonna go at him first, and I'm gonna try to get. We're gonna uppercut and I want him down because there's a chance. Don't know if it's real or not, but in her head, maybe there's a chance that if I can get him down, whatever ability he's got going on might dissipate. So I'm just gonna take a punch.
Benny, you get out of your chair and your heart is beating. It's like a week ago you were, an employee at Chatterbox. Now you're bombs and hospitals and superpowers, and it's like, I mean, it's pretty crazy. And as you stand up, your heart beating, your adrenaline flowing. Take a point of determination because you burst into flames.
God damn it!
But something weird happens this time. You burst into flames and there is this huge flare around you, and the flare, instead of dissipating in the air, hangs right in front of you. This fire just burning in air. You almost feel it like it's an extension of your own fire. It's not connected to you, but it's like you can feel it breathing, you can feel it moving. It is, you can control this fire.
She's gonna kind of have a pause for a second and then latch onto that feeling. And as she kind of clenches her fist with it, the fire kind of coagulates and comes down and follows her fist into a full punch.
Okay. That is the first use of your new power, fire control level 2. And let's see, I should handle this. Your limit. Okay, wait a minute. You have a limit. Your limit. How did your limit?
Yeah,
work?
I think my limit is
After you use your
burnout.
power. Yeah,
Burnout,
yeah.
which is funny.
So you have to roll an uh-oh die.
Afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards. I mean, you can roll them at the same time. Just tell me afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah. What did you get on your?
Oh, I haven't even punched
Oh,
yet.
you
Okay.
haven't. Yeah.
Let's punch. Let's do it. Let's see. Okay. Oh God, jeez. 9, and that's the lowest I can roll.
9. Okay.
Do I get? Wait, does my power commit to that at all? Because that was prowess plus kickboxing.
It was prowess plus kickboxing. Well, your aura comes into it. It's like
only to damage, not the
only to damage. I was like, not to attack,
Right,
unless
damage.
my fire control, because I'm controlling it instead of an ambient effect. But I don't know.
No, I think when I do like prowess, you kind of yeah, I guess
It's just
yeah. Otherwise, I mean, think about the number, right?
I know, absurd. So yeah, so I think it's just prowess and kickboxing. So, and then the fire is in the damage.
Well, it's enough for a moderate success. So your damage with the fire is, what is your damage with the fire? 6 or no?
What
Damage with the fire is.
What is what goes into the damage? I always forget. I'm so sorry.
I think it's strength plus the power level of your fire, which is your aura, which is 5.
My
okay,
aura is 5, so it's 4 plus 5 is 9.
9 actually. Okay, yeah. So, and that was a moderate success. So you do half the damage of 9. So I'm gonna round that down, and that brings that to. Okay, yeah. You just you hit him with this giant, like the fireball follows your fist, and you hit him, and the real, the one who you knew was the original Harmon Keeler, just goes flying backwards, and he kind of grips, the spot on his face where your fist landed. It's like, yeah, feeling the burning on his skin. And while that is going on, Vian, it is your turn.
Great. I saw the man in question kind of disappear behind like a sneaky wall, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can phase through it. So to test it, I'd like to grab one of the Harmons and just ghost them and chuck them through and see what happens.
Okay. Okay. That's like a grabbing, like a grapple roll.
Yeah.
So that was, how did we do those?
I think this is a wrestling. The distinction being whether or not you're grabbing an item from someone or grabbing a person. So
You're right.
wrestling is
Prowess
prowess
against
or
coordination, or prowess or coordination. All right.
Yeah.
So
Let's go
roll your
prowess. Okay, that's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay, yeah, you got a full hold on him. And it should probably be another action to have to fling him through the wall, but because I like this so much, I'm just gonna say that it, part of your wrestling thing is you hit him in one sort of move. Just because I want this to happen. And he goes right through the wall. And
good.
I'm gonna take some damage from him for that. I'm just gonna designate one of the Harmons that you hit and bring him down to 6. And you see him disappear right through the wall. And while that is happening, it is now the Harmon's turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each one of you, if you were being attacked by a Harmon, to defend the way you would defend, essentially. Make a roll, whether you're defending with your, coordination if you're trying to dodge, or, your strength if you're going to take the hit or something. And
Wait, we've done prowess in the past. Is that
sorry, your prowess if you're going to, try and
that's
like.
for evade. Yeah, but you can also dodge. It's a separate sort of action.
So make those rolls and tell me what you get, and then I'm just, to keep this so we don't have to go through 9 separate, ones on every round for the Harmons. I'm gonna just make a roll for the Harmons, and whatever your defensive roll is, I'm just gonna split them up, and like essentially 2 of them will attack each of you, and then one of them has been thrown from the wall and is no longer in the room. Actually, wait, sorry. One of them is stunned and lost his turn.
Yes.
So that will, Kadrax, you'll only get attacked by 1. Tell me what you get.
Sorry for more questions really quickly. I can't remember what we decided on if my kickboxing bonus counts for this because it's
I think it only counts for offensive work.
okay. I couldn't remember what we decided because we had this conversation before. Cool.
I think. Yeah, I also don't remember what we ruled last time. I'll tell you what, because I don't remember what I ruled last time, I will say it affects this time. And then I'm gonna have to go back.
We'll figure it out over break.
Yes, and over break we'll make a definitive ruling on this kind of stuff.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah. Everybody let me know what you got on your defensive rolls.
Jeez.
6.
6,
10.
10,
9.
9. And Vian?
Yeah, can I just turn into a ghost?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ghosted, you're fine. In fact, the 2 that would have attacked you now attack Curtis Haber, who makes a defensive roll. 8. Okay, and the Harmons attack. And they are just attacking with, punches. So 8.
Also, am I not precious cargo? Should I really be injured?
Unfortunately, Eklund has fled the scene, and the Harmons do not seem to be, making those kind of evaluations. They are just kind of attacking on orders. But
Got
you're
drones
right.
happening.
Yeah. So what that means is, Vian, you're good. Curtis Haber is good. Kadrax is good. Bennie is good. Ulez, you get hit twice. So you get hit twice, and you take a 6, 2 hits. I'm gonna say you take 4 damage, so you're down to 2 stamina.
Okay.
Jeez.
And that brings up Liz Galley.
So where did they hit me?
I'm gonna say you got punched once in the side of the head, and the second time in the middle of the back.
Okay. So I've stumbled across this rather medical-esque floor, and with their head down, they're gonna try and like raise it back up, and there's like a flare of glowing through their visor, and without saying anything, I would like to blast the Harmon, the closest Harmon to me, and drain them of all of their life.
Oh, okay. Make your power roll.
That's a 5 plus 5's 10.
Okay, that is a complete success. And your power is at level 5, so you pull 5 points from him, but you are only down 4, so you are back to full. That brings you to skill.
Ulez.
Yeah, and that brings. I'm gonna designate this as since you just picked a random one, this guy, and that brings him down. Okay, and that brings up Curtis Haber, who goes charging at the same one that Kadrax hit with the baton in the first round. And Curtis, Curtis, since he's not attacking one of you, I won't spend determination for him. He gets 6 it's against Harmon Q. It's okay. Okay. It is only a moderate success, but it is actually enough to take out that first Harmon killer. So you are now down to there one went through the wall, one couldn't attack. So that was 7. So you are now down to 6. And it is back to the top of the order, Kadrax.
Very quickly, just for environmentals here, we don't have the spaceship itself in sight, do we?
No.
A door opened somewhere and we haven't seen into it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's like a hallway where the Harmons came out.
Hallway. Yeah.
Okay. But I haven't seen that. Okay. Then
You could
Was it
probably
me-
see like the mouth of the hallway, but you can't see down into it or anything.
What was the area that opened when he was like going to take us? I think he was. To me, it seemed like he was about to take us to the ship, but he said something opened before the combat broke out.
Where you speaker door, right?
Yeah, I think he went back into
Okay. Cool.
trapdoor. And he also locked the door that locked you in there, the little lazy Susan thing that let you in. So yeah, you can see the mouth of that hallway, Kadrax, but you can't see down it.
okay. Not under my hospital. Anywhere but under my hospital. I hit something with a baton. Harmon number 5.
Harmon number 5. 1, 2,
Worse
3.
than a
4.
Marbo.
Okay, what do you attack with the baton?
Yeah.
How did you do?
I rolled a 5 on the dice, so like 12 to hit.
You rolled a 12 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Harmon number 5, you roll a 12 to hit. That's a massive no, that is a major success. So what happens is, because amazingly, you picked Harmon number 5, who was the original Harmon on my list. You knock him out with that is a slam. Absolutely. You just crack him right on the head. And as he goes out cold, all of the other Harmons vanish.
Yes.
The goof helped.
Yeah. What's behind Harmon number 5? The answer, apparently. The end of combat.
Other Harmons, it turns out.
Yeah.
They harmonized.
Yeah, they're all gone now, and you are alone in the lab, and Curtis Haber sort of looks around and that was easier than I expected.
I give like a thumbs up to everybody.
I want to fire. I want it gone. I don't know where the explosives are. I'm going to pat myself out.
Did you roll your die?
Didn't. Give me 1 sec.
Gosh.
Ooh, it's a 1 and a 2, isn't it?
Yeah, so your power burnt out.
My power burnt out, yeah. The fire
Irony.
control burnt out. I know. That's why I saw it. I was like, it has to be this one.
and you are now alone in the lab. By the way, obviously, if people haven't figured it out, we're going to go a little bit over tonight to finish this up.
Door number 1 or door number 2? Oh, really quick, Ulez, are you okay?
I am well. I have stolen their health.
Oh,
I have
good.
regained my stamina.
Great. And I don't even know if I don't know what happened. Door number 1 or door number 2?
Do you still have those zip ties? Oh, I didn't see those. Just kidding. I don't ask that.
Door number 1.
Is that
Okay,
the
great.
door that he escaped into before we initiated combat? Because I would like to finish with whoever it was you were speaking to and attempting to tempt you into life underground.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eklund.
I'll
We
go
found
get
him.
him.
Oh,
I'll toss more zip ties out of my pocket because I know I grabbed a few, and I want to just ghost through the wall that I know the trick wall that I know is safe to go through because that Harlan went through. So
I would
Yeah,
like to
absolutely.
zip tie Harmon. Just like I want to throw that before I forget. I want to zip tie Harmon up in case he wakes up, like to
Sure.
a chair.
I won't even make you roll for that. You are tying him to a chair. You ghost right through the wall, and you find yourself in a long, narrow corridor.
oh, son of a. All right, I'm gonna ghost back, and I'm gonna be like, it's a long corridor. You want me to go, or does anyone else want to come?
Maybe we should all go.
I want to find my ship here. I know it has to be here.
He could
I-
be headed towards it, but I don't know.
I don't dare ping for it. I don't want to accidentally.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, let's everyone come with me, and I'm just gonna ghost everyone one by one through the wall.
Okay. You ghost everyone through the wall, and you all walk together down the passageway. And when you get to the end of the passageway, there is a door, and that door is locked. I will say it is like kind of iron, with rivets on it, and it's like like a little code pad next to it.
God.
And it is
A code pad?
Yeah.
How the heck are any of us gonna solve this thing? And I want to touch the ghost pad. I like to post cog that dial pad, please.
Make your postcard.
Oh my god.
I love it every time.
Sorry.
Right?
Love you.
Okay, that comes out to a 3.
A 3.
Because that's just power plus roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled lowest possible.
You got a 3. Let me just confirm here. Sorry. That gives you it. You get no read on it, but you feel like you could probably give it another shot.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try again.
Sure.
All right, that's 6.
Okay. With a 6, you get back the numbers 84217. You ghost into your mind and you see just a finger tapping those numbers in that order, and then right back out.
84217.
You enter them in, and boop, and you hear like the lock just unlock.
Mm-hmm. I got 3, just so you know, Rick.
You got 3 for what?
For the because I believe I can burn out on that.
We both have burnout, I think.
Yeah.
3. What is what? Yours is 1 and 2. Yeah, so it's like no, you're good.
Okay.
You hear the door click open, and it just kind of creaks open a little.
Great. I'll lead ahead. I'm gonna ghost, and I'm gonna walk into the room.
Okay, you ghost and you walk in, and you see Eklund sitting on a bench across the room. The room is totally empty. It's like kind of an iron room, and he's sitting there, and he's like, when they designed the panic room, they clearly didn't have you in mind. All right, I'm a politician. Let's make a deal.
Where is my ship?
It's in the lab.
Will you bring us to it?
And what do I get?
Ulez will look over at Vian. I do not know how to bargain.
Okay, listen, we're going to be completely straight about this. There is an explosive device in the ship. That is our main concern right now. What we want to do is we want to defuse the bomb. There's no need for us to bring any attention to this lab or anything that's going on right now. I would think that diffusing that where all of us are right now is kind of a priority for everyone. Did you get a lowdown about the fact that there's an explosive in the ship?
We tried. He wasn't really sure on.
Well,
You're
we would
not very believable.
in this room, but make a willpower roll.
Okay. I think I will memorize my willpower at 1.4. Here we go. Okay, that's a 10. That's as high as I can go.
Very well. I guess I will just have to trust you. And he gets up and walks back down the hallway and out the secret door and takes you through the lab and down that hallway and into a room that is kind of like a theater, a little bit like an operating theater almost. But instead of there being an operating table in the middle, there is this kind of futuristic, almost Jack Kirby-ish looking sarcophagus. It is, you can see why they called it a refrigerator. It's sort of long and silvery and almost a little boxy, but it's got tech laced into it. It's made of a metal that shines in a weird way that doesn't look, quite like anything any of you have ever seen before. Well, Ulez, of course, you just know this is yours. This is a part of you. This is your ship. And
Ulez, is that it?
That's it. That is mine.
It's pretty.
Thank you. I would like to run to it and touch it.
yeah, and you run over and you slide your hand along the side of it, and just it's like it's like holding an old blanket. It's familiar the second you get near it. And Eklund's, so where's this bomb?
Ah, inside. Have you been able to open my ship yet?
Are there any scientists in this room? In fact, because we should really talk to the people who know what's going on,
Yeah.
and not the
We've had
administrator.
enough of HR today. Thank you very much, Eklund.
You look around and there's nobody else in the room. And as he looks, he's like, when I had the door locked, that gave the signal for our team to evacuate. You won't find anyone here, and you will not learn who is on my staff.
I would be so sure about that. But first of all, bomb diffusing. Has it been opened?
Well, yeah, as you can see, and he motions to a table, and you can see that there are parts of it that seem to have been removed from, the end. It looks like they are slowly starting to dismantle it from one side.
What have you done?
I am studying it.
Did you X-ray it?
No, we did not know what its reaction to radiation would be, so we are,
Did you do any other kind of imaging?
at this point, we are going with mapping the outsides.
I wonder
And
you don't know there's a bomb. Excuse me. I want to get up and study it more closely.
okay, he said, "Hey, go forward," but I wasn't using any imaging equipment because,
Okay,
frankly,
thank you.
and he scientists. And
I'd like to turn to Eklund really quickly, because I can clearly tell that he's getting on the doc's nerves, and I'd like to say, do you have any coffee here?
as a matter of fact, your friend made some, and he points over to the coffee machine.
Great. 2 creams, 1 sugar would be fantastic. Thank you.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because I love that. He just kind of he shoots you this like glare, and very well.
Thank
And
you.
he turns around and walks back to the other room. Kadrax, you walk to the ship. And
I do want to back out of the room and keep an eye line. I won't go away, but I want to keep eye line on him. I don't want him out of our sight at
That's
all.
a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not necessarily following, but I don't want him.
Yeah, you're watching him. Kadrax, you move towards the ship.
I admit I do not wholly want to do this by myself. That was mostly just to get him out of my eye line. So I turned back and put an inviting arm up to Ulez. Could you come show me around your ship?
I would love to. And I think okay, does it have any power left? Can I open it with my nodes to connect? A little bit of light to a little bit of light.
What I'm going to say is you try to connect the way you normally do, but it just seems that it is totally dead.
They have drained all of the power from this.
Is the power cell external?
It is internal.
Not as sensible engineering. It's been so long since I've seen a spaceship. I sort of run a hand respectfully and almost tremblingly. This is the most in awe you have ever seen Catrax, easily.
Oh, go ahead.
If they did manage to booby trap the ship itself, then there was some mechanism by which they managed to open it. Some way that we might find a trace, ideally something that we could ourselves manipulate in order to diffuse.
Run your hand along it.
That's different in a way that I never could, but I'd be happy to assist in any way I can, given that I studied the workings of bombs, at least.
Why don't
Please.
the two of you make intellect rolls as you examine it? We'll call Ulez, you're the main roller here, and we'll use Kadras's possible successes,
Absolutely.
combined task bonus.
Okay,
I would never
admin
presume
investigation.
otherwise. This is Ulez's gorgeous ship.
And all your mechanics bonus, of course, applies to this.
9 from Catrax.
11.
11. Okay, so with Kadras's success, you got a 12, and you walk around the ship. You look at it, every detail. As you look at it, it's almost like almost an old friend. It's like you don't remember it exactly, but it's just something at some intuitive, emotional level knows this thing, and as you walk around it, your hand suddenly stops on this panel that just feels wrong to you. It is not part of the memory. And you realize it's not a part of your ship. It's a false panel that has been attached to the outside.
The metal isn't even the same here. This is awful. Why would they put it's blemished. And can I tear it off without tearing my arm off?
You know what? Yeah, I'll just say yeah, and you just kind of punch at it, and or pull at the edges of it, and it's actually
tantrum.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thin metal that has just been very cleverly disguised as part of the rest of the ship, and as it rips open, you can see this pack, this 4-piece pack of what is clearly the plastic explosive, tied to this. What you would assume is probably the detonator in the center. It's not it's not like a countdown or anything. It's just kind of like there's a black box that is sealed and just has a red light and a green light on it.
Right.
The red light is on.
I have located the explosive. And that's an announcement to everybody.
Oh, good job, Ulez.
Yes, you
Thank
have.
you.
Okay.
Cadrax, what was our plan again? Am I the diffuser? I had looked over the schematics with you, but not as intensely.
Let me take a moment to study it. We had many mechanisms, but as a question, is it possible that your own light would harm your ship? It would be an unacceptable sacrifice.
Absolutely not.
Good. All right. I'd like to take a look at the wiring, just see the kind of if that's going to be the way that we solve this, or whether we need to deal with the plastique directly. I hate that idea.
Yeah, it's got a quality that we know a lot about it.
That's for the explosive, so I think if this schematic
Yeah.
fails, we get to apply it to, like, if you have to, like, mute the energy and all that, right? Because it was dampering the energy, not like negating it. So there would still be conceivable harm done the ship if it goes off like this way. If we
100%.
use, there's a better chance of salvaging the ship.
100%.
All right, that was not great. Die. Go back to the thing before. That was great. That is numerically only 2 higher, but I don't care. It's 9.
9. Okay. The wiring is not as complicated as you might think it would be, because apparently whoever left it was, pretty confident that it was not going to be discovered. It looks like essentially, whoever left it kind of, thought that, it looks like it is attached to a pressure plate that is on the other side, which is facing like the other side, and it looks the other side of the ship. Essentially, it looks like this person thought that it was going to be removed from the other direction, and had they come at it from the other side, would have immediately triggered the bomb. But because you knew where the false panel was and came through it from the side you did, you can sort of now see the wiring without triggering it. Like I said, because they thought it would go off before anybody saw it, it is not super complicated, but it is a bomb.
Are there any cut the wrong wire? I forgot the word right now. Basically,
Like dummies, or like
Tripwires?
a dummy wire will just not be operational, but yeah, a tripwire in effect.
tell you
like-
what, make another.
Yeah. 10.
You are able to identify that there is one very obvious tripwire and a pack of dummy wires, and you, with a 10, I'm going to say you are able to narrow it down to 2 cables, one of which connects the explosive to the power supply, and one of it connects the power supply to the detonator. And you kind of know from your bomb training that it's going to be one of these or both of these. That's what you've got.
And because at least part of the detonator is in a black box, we're not going to be able to fully identify which one is which unless I were to risk a ping to look at the internal schematics, which it's... the bomb's under the hospital. Could someone run me just a very quick errand?
Yeah, what you need, Doc? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, Benny and I can both do it.
Yeah.
An ultrasound machine.
Oh, shit.
Sure.
We can image the inside of the black box, see into the detonator, and determine from that which wire we have to cut.
They gonna let us wheel that into the parking lot?
Well, I'm going to say is that, the 2 of you run upstairs and, it's one of those like, this is the comedy moment where, you just sort of like run down the hallway, bust into a storage thing. And it's like, well, Abigail Fripp is sort of standing up there and watches you run down the hallway, bust a thing and take us, was wheeling the machine down the hallway.
Very nice to see you again.
Sort of like, don't I know? And Dr. Downs is sort of like, should we call security or something? And she's like, I don't think so. Let me talk to Kaden later. They just go back to what they were doing. And yeah, you've got your ultrasound machine now.
So I want to use that to visualize the inside of the detonator and assist with what exactly we have to do to cut the wires.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
God, being under the hospital was an asset. Mm.
Make a roll for the success of the machine, call it intellect.
All right.
You can apply it in the correct way.
I can't apply my weapons to this, I think, in good conscience, but can I apply surgery? Because I'm always something.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's close enough.
Cool.
I mean, it's like a surgical technique or, medical technique.
No, it's a medical imaging. Yeah. Good. Thank you. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Yeah, you know what? That is a major success. That's a major success. And you are able to tell the green wire is the one that you need to cut to essentially stop the bomb from detonating. And just to keep things moving, I'm going to say Declan Eklund gets you a pair of wire cutters.
Ulez, would you like to do the honors?
I would be honored. I think up until that point, they were just sitting like cross-legged on the ground with like their hands in their lap, waiting patiently for like the doctor to do all the really impressive stuff. And then as soon as they proffer the wire cutters, they'll take them and stand up. All right.
Does
And
the
they're
ship have a name?
No, it only has a designation.
And in fact, you can see that the numbers 8539425544 are stamped into every little piece of the ship, which is likely how Declan Eklund knew your designation.
And it was the green one. And I will point to make sure like I know what green is.
Yes.
Okay.
Easy to remember. Plant
Like
color.
plants.
Thank you. And I'll snip it like I'm pruning a plant.
And you cut the wire. And nothing happens. The light on the bomb goes out.
This
And
looks successful.
The best thing about diffusing a bomb is that it is incredibly anticlimactic when done well. Thank you, Ulez.
Thank you.
And Eklund says, well, I suppose you're going to be wanting to take my prize now.
Once
Would you
again,
like-
it wasn't yours.
I can offer you a trinket.
Trinket. What trinket?
And they're gonna look around at the mess of stuff that's been pulled out. And I think there's got to be something incredibly inconsequential, but it looks really nice. Like I think there was like
Like a
It's an-
redundant.
yeah, it's just like one of those extra bolts, but it's not like a human bolt or like a screw or anything. It's got like a passive glow to it, and it's more circular with like some threading, but not as long. Again, it's a redundant piece in the machine, and I'll just hold it up, and it's got maybe like that, that oil color that you get like the top of the layer. Yeah, it's kind of got that color to it, and I'll proffer it to him. This is for you.
And he reaches out and he takes it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you all should be going now before my employers show up. I'll honor my agreement for 7 minutes.
You don't have any say in the matter. And Benny's gonna go and start asking Ulez how best to move this.
We got to put some pieces back.
To keep things moving, I will say that Eklund gets you like a forklift or whatever, however he moved
Right,
it
there was
around.
a dolly they used to get it in. There's going to be a dolly they used to get it out.
Yeah. And
I mean,
we'll
to
say
cover it, so like
it's now in the back of your van, I guess, or your van's probably not big enough. He gives you like
No, we have the door open and some bungee cords.
Little red flag
Sure.
band.
sure, sticking out the back of your van, which closed up with some bungee cords.
wrapped up in a tarp and like
So we can
And-
just have a drive-by shot at some point and just like a man in the street to do it.
And while that's all going on, Curtis Haber is, well, guess my work is done here. Y'all be good. And he turns around and walks towards the door and kind of, like, get out of here. And Eklund's like, oh, yeah. And, you hear the door unlock, and Curtis Haber takes one look around and looks at y'all and says,
whose power does he have right now?
No
I whisper
one's-
to the doctor.
No one's. For 2 minutes and 20 more seconds. Let's go.
And he walks out. And when you follow him out, he seems to have already disappeared into the parking garage somewhere. And Curtis Haber disappears into the ether for a bit. And you know what? On that, I'm going to say later that evening, you took the pod in the van, and you
Is
took
it
it.
nighttime?
Yes, actually, that is a good
Ooh.
call. It is
One
now
more time.
Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, and you took it over, and you dropped it off at Vian's for a moment, as you had to first go check on your new office, because Vian, you found out while you were gone, somebody, your mysterious benefactor, rented you an office in Yard Hill, in a building owned by your buddy Sandy Carpa. And,
Non-stop coincidences.
yeah, no, not a coincidence. Your mysterious benefactor chose very carefully. Your mysterious benefactor is very, very considerate. Your mysterious benefactor, yeah, got you this office, and I'm going to say you went over there to take a look at it, and it's got no furniture in it, but it looks like it's nice. It's got 3 different offices, and it's got a couple of closets and like a little desk where maybe like a receptionist sits or something, and a small, cool little waiting room. And like I said, there's nothing in there now, but you kind of look around, and it looks like the kind of place that you could put like a really nice spin on with a little elbow grease.
But is it
And
furnished?
no, it is not furnished. Did I not mention that? And
I mean,
and
with an E. Where are our plants?
oh, there are no plants yet. But Sandy does crack into the door and is like, "Hey, I see you got the key. It's pretty nice, huh?
This is a good place, Sandy. This is a good place.
You know what? It is a good place, and I'm really glad that you got it. And you did me so much. You saved me this week. You saved my life. You did so much for me. I'm so grateful. Just want to give you a very small token of my appreciation." And he walks out in the hall, and he comes back in leading a German Shepherd. And he walks it over to you, Kaden, and he says, it was the funniest thing. I was looking at the security cameras over at the storage facility, and I saw you talking to this dog, and I figured you might need a guard dog for your new place here, with your friends. So why don't you take care of him for a while for me? And he hands the leash to you.
I nod to the human, and I get on my knees, and I look very seriously at my new companion. I put out my hand to shake, as humans do. Hello, dog.
And the dog kind of climbs up on you and starts licking your face. And Sandy kind of smiles, and he walks back to the door. He's like, "All right, I'm going to head home now." And he walks to the door, and he kind of stops in the doorway, and he turns around. And he says, "One more thing. My mother is Astrovian, and she used to have this ancient Astrovian curse that she would put on everyone who wronged her. Guy at the post office made her wait too long, curse. Dry cleaner didn't get the stain out of her jacket, curse." And the curse, it went like this: "May powerful people take notice of you. Be careful, okay?" And he lets himself out and closes the door behind him. And on that, we're going to say that is the end of season 2. Except, apparently, y'all got us to $500 tonight.
Seriously?
And-
I'm screaming a lot. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna do the lore drop at the end, but since you did $500, I'm gonna do a thing here now. I'm gonna sort of change a little thing here. And
Is
I'm
that
gonna-
why I got pupper time?
No. The pupper was. I've been wanting to do that for 8 weeks, but because you got it for $500, I'm gonna give you 5 lore drops.
Oh my word.
So let's start here.
I don't have enough space in my notes. Hold on. Here we go. Let's do it.
We're gonna need a bigger book.
Ulez, later that night, you are hanging out in Sandy Carper's garden, just bonding with the flowers, doing your Ulez thing. When suddenly there is a signal, a calling coming from your pod, and you get up and you follow through Sandy's apartment out into the street, over to the pod, which is still hanging out the back of the van with the bungee cords. And you put your hand on the pod, and it zaps you and it knocks you right on your ass. And you're laying there on the concrete, and suddenly your system says to you, connection established with backup, memory recall in progress.
Oh my god.
And right there on the ground, a lifetime of memories start rebuilding in your head. Vian, you're up in your living room you're watching TV, and Malik Douglas is on PR3, and he says, reputed underworld boss Mickey Bomberg is in a coma tonight after being attacked in his place of business at Grenell Circle. PR3 was on the scene, and it cuts to footage of Detective Leon Neal being interviewed by a reporter who says, right now, there are no specific suspects, but we believe this is likely the work of a rival crime organization, possibly one from out of town, but those are all the details I can give you. And it cuts back to Malik Douglas, who says, meanwhile, in Yard Hill at Serrano Memorial Hospital, there were apparently a violent disturbance in the street, but police were unable to take any suspects in custody, and investigators do not know who was connected. Details remain scarce, but we will follow up. I'm Malik Douglas for PR3. And then, Vian, your phone rings. It's an unknown number.
I pick it up and I answer. Hello, this is Vian.
And it is a woman's voice on the other end, a familiar one. It says, Vian, it's me, your sister, Amira. I just spoke with Mom. She said she got a call from someone at the Sendero County Sheriff's Office by Death Valley. They found your car with a dead body in it. What's going on, Vian? You know what? We need to talk. I'm coming out there. And Cadrax, you return home that evening to find Abigail Fripp on the couch, sipping some wine and reading a magazine article. Hey, where you been?
Meeting a companion. This is a dog.
And she sees the dog and she, I don't know if we're allowed to have a dog.
That is a good segue for a difficult conversation that we need to have.
What?
Oh,
I've been advised that it is better not to have loved ones, that they can be endangered. I'm going to be moving out.
What? You're moving out?
Thank you
When?
so much for this year.
And at that moment, there is a knock at the door. And Abigail, just wait a second, And she walks to the door.
I get in a combat stance behind her where she doesn't see.
And she opens the door, and you can see through the door when it opens. And there is a man there. He is wearing a very nice beige suit that is conspicuously too large for him. And if he was cast by an actor, I would say he was probably Gabriel Luna. And he looks at Abigail and he says, Cadrax?
Yes.
And then he peeks his head around and he looks in and he sees you and says, Cadrax. You know, I expected you to be taller. My name is Sonneville. I think you knew my father. Can I come in? You know what? And on that look, Bennie, there's a knock at your door too while you are home that evening.
I open it. We don't get company.
Yeah, it's Dino.
Jesus. What, Dino? It's so late.
And he looks at you and he says, "Well, you look like you've had a hell of a week."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I'm not going to keep you. You know, I remembered it was your birthday last Sunday, and I didn't get you anything, and I wanted to make that right. So I pulled every string I have in the world, and I called in every favor that anyone's ever owed me, and I even handed out a whole bunch of new markers. But I did it. I found it eventually. The key to figuring out everything. And he holds up a manila envelope, and he says, "The name of your biological father and his address right here in Port Ruby." And he holds the envelope out to you and he says, "Happy birthday, Bennie." And on that, thank you so much, everybody. Stick around for our final lore drop after the announcements.
Wow,
That's where Benny would drop the F-bomb. That would be my one allowed per episode. It would be a what the, and then I think the episode would end.
So, let's see. Announcements. First of all, oh my God, thank you so much, everybody, for getting us $500. You have taken such good care of us this season. I cannot tell you, my voice is shaking. I'm sort of so moved by how much you have been there for us, and yeah, we will not forget it. And first, so we got a lot of winners to announce here, I think. The first winner did not show up, so we're pulling two names. Okay, so the winner of, it looks like the winner of the second prize, the Hellboy Complete Stories of Hellboy Digital Package Volume 1 and 2 is Smokebeard. Our friend Smokebeard. Congratulations. And the winner of the big one, the omnibus winner, the person who I am going to be jealous of is, I love this name, Might Be a Bad Idea. Congratulations, Might Be a Bad Idea. You got the omnibus. What, did you win something else earlier too? Or was that, yeah, it's like, oh wow, you are very lucky. Do you have luck control? Are you like long shot? Can you manipulate the probabilities?
Bad ideas on top of each other, they become a good idea.
Sam DeLev is the master of bad ideas, so they would know. And yeah, those are the winners. And do we have the winner on the dice? Do we know who won the dice, or did Jake already announce that? Do we know?
I think he did. Somebody had won dice.
Okay, I think the dice winner is announced. I don't have that name in front of me, but congratulations to all of our winners. The dice are awesome. The Hellboy Omnibus is amazing, and the Complete Short Stories of Hellboys is a hell of a read. Honestly, it's like I love Hellboy and short stories. It's kind of my favorite way to do it. But congratulations! Thank you so much, everybody.
Chandra won. Chandra was the dice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Chandra. Wow, yeah. Oh wow, I love, congratulations to all of our winners. And real quick, why don't you go around the table and tell the good people where they can find you on our break, starting with let's say Caitlin Bruder.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Bruder. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Rule of Lore on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific for our Cypher sci-fi game, Infinite Horizon. I think this week is our last one before break as well, but I don't remember dates ever. This hasn't updated in a while, but we have a podcast called Stone Houses. If you're interested in folklore at all, you can catch that on most podcast platforms. I don't know if you want more content to consume. And that's where I'm at. Oh, you can catch me on Twitter, KAMABR, for anything else I'm doing.
That's right. It's not a word, so don't try and pronounce it. Omar Najam.
Hey everyone, I'm Omar Najam at Omar Najam on Twitter. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you, Omar. B Zelda.
Hello. My name is B Zelda. You can catch me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. Add an extra underscore if you want to follow me on Instagram. I am a podcaster, a member of the Broadswords, an all-woman, non-binary actual play podcast. We are back to releasing episodes again, and things are going to get wild. We have some really good guests that are arranged for next year. It's December. What do I do? Honestly, not much. That's it. Give me a follow.
'Tis the season to just kick back and not do much.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I will be doing a lot of streams for Roll20 in December for their Code 2020 charity. So you should keep an eye out for that because there might be some familiar faces.
And I believe that brings us to Samwise Gleb.
Always Sam, rarely wise. You can catch me on Twitter @Tchaikovsky, ChaikovSky. Until the return of Power Play Season 2, The Search for the Unobtainium Baton, you can find me as a role-playing performer and variety streamer throughout the Twitchernet, and that schedule still has about 5 streams a week right now, and we'll see if surprise streams come in as the role-playing streams end. The schedule is on twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY.
Honestly, it's like one of these a week, and I am totally burned out. I have absolutely no idea what powers Sam.
Just
But
be like 7 people.
just be so. Yes, is that it? Is you
Yeah.
like? You're just like 7 people, just brilliantly masquerading as a single person? I believe it.
All under one trench coat, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So season 2 of Power Play starts on January 17th. And that is really the only announcement. So yeah. I'm Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Power Play RPG. Like I said, season 2 starts January 17th. And
Power Play 2 Power 2 Play coming later.
right, 2 Power 2 Play. Because we're saving Tokyo Drift for season 3.
Rather than make Omar say the names of all of it, we're just going to pattern each season after one of the best Furious movie titles.
Oh, I'll get them in. I'll get those titles in. Don't you worry about that. I'll find a way.
I have so much faith and I appreciate you. He's another Lord.
He's got Stockholm syndrome from that stupid gag now. It's like, okay. So yeah, I think that is all the announcements. Thank you so much, everybody. I cannot believe how well this season went. I love playing with all of you, people in the chat. You have been just so incredible and just totally overwhelmed. And I don't even know how else to say it. Thank you. And with that, let's do the final lore drop of the season. So it's Port Ruby. We're in Port Ruby, and it is 1674. It is night, and we are in a field in the area that will someday be known as Riften. In the center of the field is a circle of torches surrounding a pyre with a long pole on it, and a woman, let's say she would be played by Tilda Swinton, is tied to that pole. Her clothes are filthy and torn, her face is bruised and covered in mud, yet she seems strangely calm considering her situation. From a distance, the sound of chanting. And then out of the darkness walks a column of men wearing strange monk-like emerald robes with large, heavy hoods pulled over their heads. And they form a circle around the pyre, and then all at once, they stop chanting and everything goes silent. One of them, unlike the others, his robe is kind of trimmed with these strange gold designs. He steps forward and he walks to the pyre and he says, "Guinevere Voller, you have been convicted of using witchcraft to see the future and perform other unnatural acts. Do you wish to beg for forgiveness before your sentence is carried out?" And Guinevere locks eyes with him and she says, You're going to lose, you know. I've seen it. And he steps closer to her and he says, "What did you see?" And she replies, "Light and thunder, fire and spirit, the end of you." And he says, "Well, then I guess I'll just have to be ready." And as he lowers the torch to the pyre, we'll see you January 17th for Power Play Season 2. Thanks for playing with us.